Oh, sorry, I do enable permissions. Let's see this. Okay. All right. Perfect. It's Tuesday night, 2K24, September 12th, 2023. I am 1 minute late because I had enable microphone permissions on the X app. Because last week, if you remember, I had some connectivity issues, we'll call it. I kept getting kicked out of my own space. Please comment, like, and subscribe for YouTube real quick. But I uninstalled and reinstalled X. And then, of course, I go to start the space and it says you need to enable microphone permission. And so microphone permission is enabled. 2K24 is here. I'm stoked about it. Jimmy, I believe you're stoked about it.
I mean, listen, I've played that game a lot, man. I've streamed it a lot. I've played it a lot. Yeah.
A bit stoked about it. Yeah, I had to check because I noticed people were tweeting or posting on the X about some game time hours, and so I was just curious. I wanted to check, and I know I'd been streaming every minute, and yeah, I got 32 hours in over 2K24 weekend.
Dang.
Yeah, but it does count Thursday, so 4 days. You know, like a job. I was attacking 2K24 like a job.
Respect for streaming that many hours. Yes. That's a heck of a grind. So is that the deal? Like, are you just gonna, like, whenever you're playing, you're gonna be streaming it?
That's my gut instinct as soon as I heard about no auction house, because I was kind of all over the auction house selling shoes in 23, and so I'd be on, you know, trying to get on every 4 hours and to repost and check things, and but now without the auction house, there's not that need to do that, and so with 23, when I was actually sitting down to play, I'd try to stream it, and so I was thinking, well, heck, you know, if shout out Big Heck, well, heck,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be playing the game again, I might as well stream it, and if I'm just gonna play the game in chunks that I can dedicate a little bit of time to the grind, then yeah, might as well stream it, you know. So still kind of back and forth, but so far 100% of the game time has been on stream.
You know, a wise man once told me those words.
Yeah, and those words keep coming up too in different forms by different people, but it is kind of a theme, you know. And the words were, if you're playing the game, might as well stream it. You know, and that was from Space Ward Bird down to you. You passed it on to me. I saw Splash tweet it, not in the same words, but pretty much. About people that are grinding the game. Why not? Why not make content? But then it goes to content creation isn't for everyone.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I was playing the game so much, and, you know, he knew that. So that's why he said, all right, Jimmy, you know, what the heck are we doing? No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
Yeah, what the heck are you doing?
Just a few simple words can change the trajectory, because as much as I played 2K20 on 3 different accounts, my career, my team, I didn't stream a lick. But it's okay. I like to call it the prologue. I was learning it a lot back then in North Dakota.
You learn a lot about things, a lot about yourself in North Dakota.
You sure do.
You know, it's one of those agendas that you're glad to check off if you come out the other end a better person for the most part.
That was one heck of a side quest, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. You keep checking the calendar and it's like, yeah, this thing's supposed to end here soon. I think I've done everything I'm supposed to do. But streaming is kind of the intro, you know, the because since we left the space last Tuesday, you know, the game has came out. 2K24 has came out, and I had my final 2K23 stream on Wednesday, and I ended up playing Rocket League. So I think I was ready to move on, and I know you've been dabbling quite a bit in other games, you know, in between.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I've been playing LP, and then just kept WWE on the back burner, but But yeah, I mean, now it's all 2K24. I did play a little bit of MLB on Friday, and it just felt off. Like I tried to complete a few, little challenges, whatever. I'm like, you know what? Thank you for your service, MLB. But I think we're done here. Our work here is done.
Yeah, I think we've made the transition into full 2K24 for those of us that are, because it's the basketball junkie in all of us, that the reason we started playing 2K or video basketball in the first place. And of course, 2K is where we get our video basketball. So we dive in and we not really embrace or consume, but we devour the content.
Yeah, that's a great word to describe it.
Yeah, because especially a lot of us in the Twitter X community that we use it as a sounding board. If we don't know what we're doing here, or if we did something here, we want to let somebody know about it. And so the people that are on Twitter are on the Uber grind, and we see it, and so it's easy to get lost in a new game. Again, 32 hours in 4 days, and it didn't feel like it.
That's great.
Yeah, because Wednesday, and then I went on a little trip with my wife. So I guess Wednesday was when I went on a trip with my wife, right before the Thursday New Zealand trip. And so you gotta touch base with the family and everything. You got to get things prepared before you go down the 2K road. Especially when they have things like top 10 and rep and everything, you're always trying to grind and level up. But so went on the trip to New Zealand, and so that was Thursday night, and this has kind of kicked off my first ever 2K launch weekend. In New Zealand, which is a lot easier to get to than I thought on Xbox. And so I couldn't get on right at drop, but later on that evening, and then boom, and so on the video for the YouTube, I do have my Twitch pulled up because I just wanted to say that this kind of how Thursday my 2K weekend started. All right, 5 days ago, DFS Doe gave you a shout out, 25 viewers. All right, I was probably still asleep. And because that's just kind of the kind of friends I have. I don't know if you know this DFS Doe, but he's a pretty cool guy.
He's okay. Yes.
He's solid. His Waffle House is popping, that's for sure.
He waffles a lot.
and then so the stream starts that day, and boom, DJ Noob Killer rated. And then there's bits and there's subs and JD Gaming rated. And then Unbeatable Jacob rated. And this was Thursday night. And this when I was reviewing this, because I remembered this, but I was like, holy cow, when I was trying to figure out how many hours I had. And I had 102 max viewers.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, that is awesome. Way to go.
I sold shoes on 23. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing on 24. And at one point there was 102 viewers. And shout out to Unbeatable Jacob and anybody that raids. And so the kind of the overall theme of the intro, we'll get back to that. But then I'm scrolling up and there's more bits. And then, I go to sleep. All right. Because I know the 2K day is the next day. So I'm streaming again. And 2K day, official 2K day of 2K24. Everybody's got it. No longer in New Zealand. Made it back again. Real easy to get back from, and boom, this DFS Doe, Jimmy rated again. Then I say again because it's happened multiple times, but each time is cool. But 2K24 day, 2K day, the Professor FS rated my stream, and not to be outdone, Floki raids my stream. All right. And so at this point, it's 2K day. And I'm thinking I'm a real 2K streamer. I'm not selling shoes now. I'm missing shots. I'm getting flooded by the CPU. I'm making my teammates lose. And then Allie, Schmalison, Allie gets back on streaming and she raids. And Spatial Jones raids.
W.
And Basketball John raids. And Basketball John, I've been hanging out with him since the very beginning of 2K, when I was hanging out in his streams in 2K23. When we were, discussing the dark arts of AFK. Ooh, yeah. But
I remember those.
yeah,
Anyways, keep going. That
yeah,
was a year ago.
we'll move on. We'll move on. And then again, JD Gaming with the raid. He's streaming again,
Nice.
and I'm getting these follows and Paper Make PDX Paper Make with the raid, and then I get to finish. And I guess this is kind of more of a shout out for what I did. I raided LD's stream on Sunday night.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, it's if we've done what we needed to do. It's time to raid. Who's up? And everybody's streaming. Everybody, and that's one hard thing to do to figure out who to raid. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Especially when you follow so many quality people. And so I raid him, and of course, I didn't expect anything, and I guess it was the very end of his stream. So, and yeah, so within probably 2 minutes, he's ended. But hey, I got that raid in there. And
That you rated an OG. You can say that.
oh yeah, and being more involved, especially in Twitter at Game Drop, you see all these OGs and all the people communicating and all the conversations back and forth, and you see all the stuff it's like, oh yeah, all these people that everybody tweets at and complains about all year. Okay, here they are. They're giving us everything that we've, I don't know everything, but they're giving us a ton of stuff that we've asked for and asked for and asked for and changed the game and this and this and this. And they're still communicating back and forth, still changing things, still getting feedback, and so, yeah, and somebody like that you can raid, somebody like Terrence Ross, who you can hop into their stream and hang out with an NBA player,
Yeah. Maybe he's playing my team sometimes.
Yeah, and he's playing my team, and sometimes he's actually using Terrence Ross, and you're like, wow, what kind of Inception world is this? And
pretty crazy.
yeah, and so those are the raids, and then, but one thing I wanted to come back to on Friday, I believe, and it could have one of the days you hopped in my stream, and you mentioned that you were on the salary cap leaderboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? No way. Comp FS is really Comp FS? Come on. And so I checked the leaderboard, and sure enough, you're up there. And I say, Jimmy, I am not on the leaderboard. And what you said, I still get a kick out of. You replied, yeah, I hear you going through it, LOL.
Yeah. No, there's a caveat because I haven't played Xbox One, so you got to put an asterisk by it. But at the same time, salary cap double XP, that's my number one hope right now is they continue to do double XP events. Yeah, obviously in the park they happen frequently. If it's every weekend, every week, just continue to have that frequently. Put it in any mode, I don't care. Double threat offline, domination, clutch time online, I don't care. Take your pick. But that would be really nice to incentivize people to keep playing because the park has had that for years now, and it's our turn.
Yeah, because there's always all kinds of double XP stuff. Like they have the Dimer event and the Dunker event and the Beats. When is my team going to get the Beats? We got our neon lights last year a little bit, but we never got the full, Beats. Everybody looks like they're a prison escapist instead of the brown shirt,
Yeah, that's funny. Oh my goodness, wow, you're bringing back memories. But no, I mean, it's been a lot, and honestly, I got to say, you've streamed more than I have, and I think I had a little bit of a head start on you. And I thought I streamed a lot. New Zealand, I pulled 10 hours and some change, my longest stream ever.
Yep. So you have a longer stream this year than me, then.
Yeah, but you've put in more hours, so I tip my cap to you, my friend.
But a lot of times it's by accident, because with co-op, and now with the siren that's calling me my team right now, in the back of my ear, there's so much ability to just hop on with a couple of people and just start playing. And before you know it, it's your grind time. It's been hours, and you're just working through the game.
It's going by fast. I put in 4 hours, over 4 hours each of the last couple of days, and it's gone by fast. Whether I'm playing Dom, I got 3 more current domination games to go. For De'Aaron Fox, I imagine they're going to be fairly challenging, especially that last one. But if you guys don't know, the very last game of current domination, It gets you every bronze badge, every silver badge, and every gold badge. If you win by 15, you get all those badges playing on Superstar. So definitely going to try my hand at those. I really want that De'Aaron Fox card. I've had my eye on him for a while. And I'm sure we can get into it and talk about the cards we're using. But, hey, this is your show, and I'm just here to waffle. So take it away.
No, this is our show, team show. We are down a couple of members tonight, and this is always intended to be a more of a open mic situation. Right. I do upload these for my kids on YouTube, so we try to watch the profanity. And so just an invitation. I do have a few more things to talk about with you, Jimmy, before you try to run off. All right, I got a little list here. But shout out Heck, he's under the weather. He's not going to make it tonight. And Allie, another team member, she's partying at a concert, which good on her. I would be there too. Anybody would be there too. But that's yeah. Those guys will be regulars, and we do have Ramsey, Stogie, and Jay, and you, Jimmy. And then so there will be spots for people to speak. I did tweet out the questions if anybody needs. If people aren't sure what they want to talk about, there is a list of questions. I just tweeted out because it's just. This is pretty much a place that anybody can give their opinion on my team. The mode, your cards, the stuff you like about my team. Maybe interesting facts that maybe other people don't know. Or maybe you're a content creator and you just want to shout yourself out. That's it. Why not? Why not? We're all here to help each other grow. But the first thing I want to talk to about, Jimmy, is the MyTeam playbook.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so it's not a mystery every morning of what's coming. We got a little bit of a roadmap. Is that right?
A little bit, yep. And for the next couple days, actually. So we know we're going to get tomorrow and then Thursday. And sorry about that. My fat thumb hit airplane mode.
Oh, hey, I got kicked out of my own this space like 4 times last week. So hey,
I know.
It's all good.
We've seen what we can get. Today's a perfect example. Something we were talking about trying to prepare as the summer standouts, and you can go ahead and see. You can buy all those cards from the pack market, or the player market, or you can get the agendas done. And I gotta say, you get the rest of the season to get those agendas done, and they're all pretty easy. A lot of them you can get done without even thinking about it. Off the top of my head, get 8 steals and get a block and a steal with a player in a game. Blocks and domination games, I need 2 more of those. But it's the stuff you can get without even putting much thought to it. If you're playing like triple threat offline, clutch time offline, whatever the case may be, some of the stuff you have to go online and do some different things. But you can combine a lot of those agendas with no problem. Without much effort, I got Cam Whitmore, I got Jabari Smith, who by my count is probably the best card in the set, or certainly in that conversation. No lock-in, but all earnable via agendas, or you can just circumvent that and go and buy a card like Jordan Walsh, who for relatively cheap, or you can just go ahead and score 25 with a player to game in the pickup challenge. So Celtics player, that is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're at, and it's not taxing stuff. It's not stuff that you have to do right away. You have time. You have time to do some of those legendary path agendas. I still need to get some of those done. If you don't want to buy those cards, so there's time, and you this summer standouts, and we knew that from the playbook. Tomorrow, legendary path release. Thursday, we'll get a Lakers agenda for a Lakers Series 1 player, and I already have that whole set locked in.
So, yeah. So, I guess, well, I may have played or I may have streamed more than you, but you have definitely got a lot more accomplished in the game than I have.
I've been locked in. This weekend, I was playing a lot of salary cap. I was playing a lot of Dom, and just really familiarizing myself with a lot of the high-level stuff and a lot of the nuances in this game. It's way different. But you did see something that I did not, and that was the exhibition where it says 4 hours or 6 hours now. and that was not in the game at launch, but they obviously put it in there, and that's something that I know you're excited about. That's something that I was hoping for as well.
Yep.
So big, I tip my cap to you on that for noticing that. But at the same time, it's just like there's a lot of stuff that's different, and there's a lot of stuff that's new. And that's why I'm glad both of us, and not just us, but a lot of people have been streaming to kind of capture all that different stuff.
Yeah, and I just stumbled upon that because I was like, okay, if I plan on streaming it this time, I wonder what the exhibitions say. And I saw that, wait a second, it shows right there the hours, though. That can't be right. Because last year, you found out, okay, I'm going to put these 5 guys on there. And you're like, oh, geez, 7-day exhibition. Huh.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't need those guys.
Yeah, that seems to be a thing of the past. The orb you talked about, boom, it's in the game, and now you get that. So at the end of the day, there's like I said, there's a lot of things that are new, and there's a lot of things that have changed. So what did I say last week? The word of the day was different. And now that we've had time to stream our butts off on the game, it's definitely different.
100%. Yeah, it feels like a different game. Everything from gameplay to, the how to navigate the menus. Where to find things. So again, it's like a Call of Duty map that you've never played before. You don't know where the guy's hiding around the corner is. You don't know where the next thing you're trying to find is, and it's kind of cool, to see that, to see something different.
Yep. Another example today, the exchange is updated. There'll be different things. I like how that was kind of cut down. Obviously, the trophy case pieces weighed that down a lot last year, and even in the couple of years past, it was introduced in 21, but in 22, 23, it felt a little bit bloated. That's been streamlined. I want to give a shout out to Shake because he's been definitely putting people on the goal for a gold and then 2 golds for an emerald. That different stuff. And if you want to lock in the sets, that could be huge. There's just a different stuff to look at and poke around and see who's hiding in the map. That Call of Duty, I don't play it, but that's a great analogy you made. So
yeah, and
you got to see what's different.
And that's the thing. If you find something, if you see something in the game that's interesting to you, and you are a tweeter or if you're a content creator, post it, load it up, make a video, make a short of it. And you might not be the first person to discover it, but if it's new to you, it might be new to people that follow you. And that's
absolutely.
And I didn't even get back since I said new to people that follow you. The big thing about raids, I didn't finish up. I didn't even finish up with my own notes. That's why.
Sorry, I waffled too much.
No, my notes literally ended. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm going to say something nice about raids, but I never wrote it down, so I didn't say it. But now I remembered it. Raids on Twitch or any other, it's like introducing everybody that's hanging out with you to one of your friends.
True.
And you don't realize that until you're, streaming, you're content creating, and you see that, hey, you're everybody that's just been hanging out with me for 8 hours. Hey, here's somebody else that I think you might dig. And it's again, I want to get back. I don't have a way to, shoehorn that in besides just saying that. But make sure everybody, if you do stream raid people, get your name out there. And then remember, everybody that's watching you, you're sending them somewhere. So I know everybody's always encouraging you to raid different types of streamers, Jimmy.
For sure. And for a long time, in 21, I didn't know how to raid. Skill issue. But we got there at the end. I mean, there was a time where there were no commands and all that different stuff, but I make it a point every time. Sometimes I'll ask the chat, but a lot of times I'm kind of looking and seeing who's live, and I usually have an idea. Floki got blessed today. You're welcome, buddy. But I had to show love. But, thinking about the different people rated you, Tough, D. Combs, Chris, trying to get my boy Chris to affiliate, man.
Oh, yeah. CW Ruiz. He's been hanging out, Co-op Sweat. He's been in the stream. I'm trying to get, I haven't got any game time with him yet. I know he's your old running mate out in the PlayStation side.
He's a hardcore player, man. That dude puts a lot of time in the game. And I know he's been trying to hit affiliate for a long time. So we got to lock in with him and help him get there. And that's one thing I love doing is it's not only rating, Obviously, it's nice to receive a raid, of course. I'm always grateful, but to rate somebody else, but especially somebody who's rating and trying to get to affiliate, because we've all been there, right? Yeah. I did that. I remember my first stream, and it took me a little while, and we ended up getting there, and it was a great accomplishment. I'm sitting there like, how the heck am I going to get 50 followers? Like, that was a thought that I had in December 2020, January 2021, and then it happened. So I know how that goes. I definitely know how that goes.
Yep, and it's one of those things that if you're not live, if you're not streaming, that kind of stuff doesn't happen. You know, that
exactly.
I just happened to be on enough people's radar. I got a Cheapludez raid the other day. You know, I got to raid Cheapludez. Imagine that, huh? So the first streamer I started watching, it's come full circle. It took 3 years or 4 years, I don't remember. It took that far to get here, but now. Back to 2K24. There's no auction house anymore, Jimmy.
Yeah, did you hear?
I've been looking, and every morning I load I guess every time I turn on the game, I double check the auction house, and they're still not there. So is that a patch coming, or are we thinking they're sticking with that?
2K is telling you to become familiar with their game this time around, so. No, I mean, it's an adjustment, right? And that's one of the things that I said is definitely an adjustment. But for me, I've locked in a lot of Series 1 sets. And at some point, when I put the pieces together, because I've kind of done a little bit of half and half, but I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to have Murray and Bam and then Mike Malone. Because I eventually want to lock in all the Series 1 sets. And if I keep playing, I definitely know I can. I just got to get ready for all-time Dom, because I tried to play a game on stream, and it was a tough one, and I took the L to the all-time Nets. But like I said, you know, I really want De'Aaron Fox. I think he's going to help me a lot.
See, let that be everybody hear that a guy comp enough to be on the leaderboard of salary cap struggles against the CPU. Lost in Dom.
It was not off. James Harden was knocking down some crazy shots, but at the end of the day, I'll have a better team, and I'll be more strategic. I haven't used any of my free agent cards, and I gotta do that. You ever heard of this guy named Wemby? I hear he plays for your team.
Mm-hmm.
I have his free agent card. Haven't used him yet.
Are you saving him for the 250K? Is that what's going on?
No, I probably should use him in domination. I lost the game. I'm looking at my phone. I'm sitting here. I'm like, wow, I'm really a skill issue. And then I'm like, oh, free agent cards. That might come in handy. Use Wemby or Kobe or LeBron or Steph or somebody.
Imagine, is that a tweet? Hey, hot tip, if you want to beat Dom, use free agent Wemby?
For me, every year, the max of value I think you can get out of free agent cards is if you're playing Dom. And if you're playing a game, if you're playing a difficulty, if you're trying to get to the 15 points, a team that you're struggling against, you know, obviously it's only 5 games, but I've probably got like 5 free agent cards to use. And what the heck, I pre-ordered the first day it was available during the Summer League period, so why not use them, you know? Even if it's just 4 games, I keep in my collection, which is what I did last year.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. If you got the cards, you got to use them. That's what we all need to get in the better habit of, which is nice in the beginning, you know, because you get a new card, you almost have to use it because it typically upgrades your squad.
Right.
You know?
And my plan is, and this will hopefully happen tomorrow, but if not, it'll happen this week. I want to go back to my roots of 21 before I start streaming, and I'll go ahead and write a post on Reddit on how I beat current domination, the cards I used, you know, how I handled it, and I'll go ahead and share that on here. I just throwing a name out there real quick, Michael Cooper, you know, a card that's relatively cheap, and he just is it, man. Like, his wingspan is crazy. He knocked down the 3. You know, those who have played early game MyTeam, I remember in 21 he had the Amethyst that went crazy. I could name a bunch of cards, but he's one that comes to mind. If you can get to 10 tokens, I would absolutely recommend Franz Wagner. He's awesome. Just other cards. Anthony Davis, I used him for the first time today. He's actually pretty quick, so he can do some things out there. And this is even before I talk about locking in all the Ruby cards from the Series 1 sets, the Miles Turners and the OGs of the world.
So if you're running out into co-op, what card are you using?
Yeah, I took in Sam Jones because I feel like he's a step ahead, and it just feels like he's better than the norm right now. He moves a little bit quicker. He's got a good jump shot. He can get to the basket. The guy can really do it all. He feels like a little extra souped. So he was definitely fun. But as far as big men, Sigma was really doing it for me early on. So that was a lot of fun to use him.
Early on. I like how you say early on. Like.
Yeah. I know. He's kind of, he's still in the mix, but
Yeah.
I really like my partner and what he can do. But even today, like the game is moving quickly and it's always changing. So if you're going out there with a guy like Jordan Walsh, or you get a Max Christie from the Agendas today, or Cam Whitmore is not hard to get. I used him in Triple Threat Online, and that went well. Jabari, of course, Sam Merrill, whoever it may be, from these Agendas.
Do you ditch your players pretty quick, Jimmy? Do they not stick around long? The fresh, new, flashy Amethyst comes out, and you're bailing on Sigma?
I'm cycling through cards pretty quickly. Like, I want to use a bunch of different cards. So when I go and I write something about how I'm going to say I've just got 99 stars in current domination. Here's how I did it. I give people a bunch of options. I give them a Michael Cooper. Maybe you pre-order and you got the Ruby Kobe, who's holding it down. I mean, he's not going anywhere for a while. I love that card. Maybe you get lucky like I did and pull Ja and pull Sapphire Giannis and pull Steph, whatever it may be. Steph is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
So just to give people options. Maybe you want to run the risk of a 25 speed goal Wemby and trot him out there. I don't know if I would do it, but what the heck, he's right there. At the very beginning, Scoot Henderson was holding it down, and I know a lot of people were excited to use him, myself included, even though he's a 74. I keep waffling right now, but I got one more in me. Hey, you like Vince Carter. One guy who always plays above his gem tier is Gerald Green. He's a gold 79 overall with 2K Day, but every year, death taxes and Gerald Green playing above his gem tier. And his color. So he's somebody I'd absolutely recommend picking up. Even if you're trying to finish Dom or do triple threat, he'd be perfect in triple threat. So, co-op.
See, and I believe D. Whitmire, a friend of ours, turned me on to Caron Butler, Sapphire Caron Butler.
Yep. He's solid. He was the deal of the day. That's another thing to look out for. LaFrance was a deal of the day. Rafe LaFrance. It seems like he always has a good card early on, kind of a stretch big. You get the guy who's paying sitting with Wemby and salary cap. Trust me, I've faced him. You can go ahead and pick the pop with Rafe LaFrance and a guy like that. So just be on the lookout for that type of stuff. Caron Butler is a solid option. I feel like there's a lot of 2-3 position players right now that you can pick from. But at the end of the day, I think that at this point in time, there's a lot of diversity. And I just wanted to call out some cards that I've really been having a lot of fun using for sure. Oh, yeah.
And they posted, or y'all posted, anybody that posted it, the co-op rewards. The ladder.
Yeah,
how you feel about that? Is that does that motivate when they put the ladder out there on each mode? Does that make you kind of embrace each ladder individually and then pick one to go at, or are you just still kind of grinding your game?
My first real priority was finishing Dom, but
that's tough. I hear. That's tough. I hear.
It definitely can be, and that's why I want to write about the stuff. And like when I was in North Dakota, I wrote thousands of words about how to get Big Bad Exo. Those are the days. But anyways, I look up and I'm like, I've been playing a fair amount of clutch time offline, and if you're talking about 50 to get the player, then I've got over 25 now. So I'm just doing a little bit of everything and dipping my toe in a little bit of everything. But big shout out to Jimmy Crackhorn for hosting his spaces when he does. I had said that I thought salary cap and limited could coexist. I couldn't have been more wrong. I think salary cap is more like limited on steroids, and you can play it whenever. So I do miss chasing the Mickey Mouse ring and limited, but at the same time, you can definitely find me in salary cap because that's going to require some creativity, thought, and you definitely have more of a reason to keep lower tier cards around because let's just take LaFrance, for example. He would have a utility in salary cap for a long time, I feel like, as a stretch bit.
So when you're grinding salary cap off stream, let's say, are you really pumping the soundtrack out?
No.
No.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
Tim, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was in a zone that I don't think I've ever been in playing 2K. I was streaming, I was doing my thing. I streamed for over 9 hours last year in New Zealand, and I wanted to top that, so I said, okay, let's go 10. And I did that. So I especially like on Friday and Saturday, I was just locked in. I did find some songs on the soundtrack, though, that I want to share.
Perfect. Because I'm learning more music. The more I stream, the more I learn about music. And,
for sure.
Which is a double benefit.
You've got all the songs playing and all the tracks. So I'm familiar with your game.
And so how about you? What are some hot beats that you're looking forward to from the soundtrack?
I downloaded a bunch of songs yesterday.
Is there a favorite artist on there that you're looking at?
I'll give you guys a song, and if you want more, I got about 6 of them that I found. Right. But it's called "Ami" by Arels B. That is a really good song. It's kind of just a vibe. It's kind of telling me to settle down and relax a little bit. And actually, no, another one I like is "Doubted Me" by Cash Page. She was absolutely tearing that track up. So shout out to her. That's a fun one too. But you hear these distant sounds in clutch time, and you're like, okay, I gotta find these songs on the soundtrack. Like you hear the songs in the game, you try to find them. But the whole soundtrack is on Spotify. So if you guys have Spotify, you can listen to a preview of the song and then put 2 and 2 together. Okay. Yeah. See, for me, music and 2K go hand in hand, big time.
You get a good vibe, and then music can calm you down or hype you up. And sometimes when I look down and I'm losing, I realize it's because I'm listening to the wrong song, too.
I mean, this soundtrack is going to have a little bit of everything. And one thing that they've been doing it since 20, is they've been adding songs every week, it seems, or rather frequently. So definitely be aware of that. See what you're trying to vibe, you're trying to catch, as I become more and more familiar with your game.
I like that. Yeah, the new soundtracks, new updates. I know everybody has their own style of music, which helps.
It has something for everybody, and sometimes when I'm hyped up and I'm thinking, just like I want to go crazy and just lock in, then you got Young Boy. You got my boy Kid Terrell. Okay, so it's just he's been on the soundtrack. One thing about the 2K soundtrack, Young Boy's gonna be there. So there you go. Death Tap, then Gerald Green and NBA Young Boy.
And see, do you think he kind of gets the grandfathered in because NBA's in his name?
Tim, I'm just gonna say to you very clearly, his NBA is a little different than the National Basketball Association.
Okay. All right. Okay. Makes sense. So that's something that stands out. So the summer standouts. Is this something that we can look forward to for a couple more weeks? I have not checked the MyTeam playbook, so I don't know what's coming up. I'm still kind of treating it a little bit like 2K24, where I'm like, oh, I'm surprised at what comes out until I check Twitter.
There isn't a lock-in for summer standouts, but we don't know if we're going to get more. Shout out to Raginn. I know you're in here, and Sam had said that we're going to get another playbook here soon. But tomorrow is Legendary Path release, and then, like I said, the Lakers agenda on Thursday. So who knows? We could be seeing more summer standouts, but we did get 9 cards today: Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby. So there you go. All earnable via agendas. If you missed it, I posted it on Reddit. I posted it on here. There you go.
One other thing that's standing out to me on my notes here is Ronnie's been tweeting a little bit.
Yeah.
Is he impression farming, or is he actually looking for vouchers? Between you and me. Nobody's listening, Jimmy. Between you and me.
No, he's looking for vouchers.
Okay.
That's his job. It's his job to reach out he and his team are going to be searching for people, see who gets vouchers and things of that nature. So you might think he's impression farming, and it'd be easy to say, "Hey, Jimmy, Ronnie has over 1 billion followers. He's just impression farming." No, he's doing his job.
No, because I was looking at that because I know there was 2 tweets today, and I was looking at the second one, and I was going, "Man, if I was Ronnie, I'd just tweet that every day." Hey, looking for vouchers. Who you got? And then everybody just goes nuts. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does tweet that frequently, so be on the look. You might even become familiar with his game and turn notifications on. So, no, I mean that's what he's trying to do. It's like a scout, right?
Yep.
My buddy Bob was being scouted by the major leagues. I try to use anonymity to protect people's identity. But no, I give him a shout out.
I bet your one buddy that's actually named Bob is a little upset that you're always telling all his details. You know?
No. And you know what? He had a great game the other night. Ryan Pepio, he pitches for the Dodgers. He went out there. He threw 7 innings. He only allowed 1 hit. He was perfect through 6. So get some W's in the chat for him, man. One of the craziest changeups pitches I've ever seen, and he made it all the way to the majors. So think about that. Like when we were at Butler, so he was a year behind me. The scouts came to watch him play, right? And use the analogy of Ronnie being a scout, and he's looking for the talent, and he's trying to find people that he can quote unquote draft and bring into it. So in that sense, he is doing the job, and it's easy to write it off as impression farming, but at the end of the day, he's being a scout, and that's what he's supposed to do.
I like it. It's a good move, and because it helps people shout out other people as well, which is kind of it's kind of been a theme of this space since back in 23. I've always encouraged, if you create content, if you stream, why not say it? Let people know where they can find you. Even if you're just getting started. And then that's a vouch thing. Hey, maybe Ronnie is legitimately looking for people that he's never heard of, and you might be the person to vouch for somebody that gets a logo. And then they give you a cut, right? Know how that works? No, I'm just joking.
That's not exactly how it works. But at the end of the day, hey, if I help someone get drafted, then we're all right. Because Lord knows the guys I know. I didn't help them get drafted. I was just here to take some pictures on the sidelines.
And that's a logo show on Friday. The standard. Well, I guess it's bigger. We don't know exactly how it goes. But then also there's a tournament next Friday.
Yes, sir.
Do you know any more about this? It's a situation. It really is. The logo tournament situation. What do you know?
The first logo gauntlet for the community is it'll be next Friday. And there you go. Hopefully I hope we see both Park and MyTeam represented. I'm sure we will throughout these tournaments. And you can expect these tournaments to be pretty frequent.
Okay. And are they a live thing that you have to be available to play? Like, let's say if it is on a Friday, you have to be available to play that second. It's probably in the rules and terms. But
Yep. Because they're going to be streaming it. Like Sax and Evan do this as a stream now.
The logo tournaments? Okay.
They kind of did their, recap and what the MyTeam cards that came out today and yada yada, but and all that different stuff. But now it's there's going to be a focus on the gauntlets themselves. So get ready to lock in, I guess.
I'm getting ready. So with all that being said, everything that we know about everything that we know, do you have a recent win, Jimmy?
I do. I did tweet it yesterday or post it on here, repost, whatever we call it now. But no, my mom was here this past weekend. We spent time celebrating her birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. So she came down on Sunday, and we were waffling on Sunday. And yesterday we touched grass. I went to the outlet mall, a bit south of town here. So it was real nice to spend time with her. She went back home today, left this morning. So just big shout out. I appreciate everybody who wished my mom a happy birthday on here. She doesn't do the social media stuff and never has, but it means a lot to me.
Yeah,
Showed love.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a huge win. So I'm glad that you got to celebrate that without tweeting the exact details, because we know what happens when you do live meet and greets. People go nuts, and so we gotta.
We were out the way, man. We were out the way, and I just wanted to go ahead and spend time with her and go out to eat and just celebrate her, because I mean it was a special occasion, and she's my best friend, so I'm lucky for sure. I'm very fortunate.
That's awesome. That's a good win. Another win we're searching for is 2K wins, and I know you don't really need crossplay to get teammates. Well, I guess wait a second. You're the opposite crossplay teammate now. You need Xbox people to play with you on PlayStation. Is that correct? Oh, because you've had Xbox One before, or you have Xbox One and PlayStation 5.
Correct.
So if you want to play crossplay, you're crossing back to Xbox.
Correct.
Okay. So if you were going to shout out a couple of crossplay co-op teammates, you got a couple for us?
Well, I mean, PS5 and Xbox, right?
Yeah, because you get to pick both. Because see, I have to pick a couple of PlayStation players because I got an Xbox. So you're in the rare air that you get to pick a couple of co-op teammates. Maybe somebody that you haven't played with yet. That this gives you the ability to play with.
Just to shout out a couple of folks. Nolan and I have planned to give him a shout out. I mean, Elevate breaks it down at a molecular level. So big shout out to him for breaking the game down. And then, Ramsey and I have waffled about co-op God knows how many times. And I'm still too Hollywood to play with him. So there you go. I hope they covered all the bait.
So are you playing My Career this year?
I made a build. I made an Anthony Davis template build. I think is an interior thread, just for giggles. If you missed it, there was a big one dropped from Zach Timmerman tonight. One of the devs, if you don't know, you should become familiar with his game because he said they want to drop more NBA template builds coming up. So what we have now is not the end of it. He's thinking about power forwards. He's thinking about point guards. I was thinking about guards. I think it would be very, very appropriate to have a Brandon Roy template, considering he's making his name back in the game and our side of things in a big way. But just be thinking and let him know to point guards or power forwards of the past or the present who you would like to see. How about a Nas Reed template build? We'll take it. But at the end of the day, we have a lot of them now, and they definitely want more. So there you go. You got to think about it, and maybe think about sports. How about Sean Elliott?
Oh,
how about it, Sean? Tell him. With Spurs legends of the past.
Yeah,
Ginobili, I don't.
Be a nice build. Even Jack Haley, the guy that kept Dennis Rodman in check. Be a nice build.
Chuck Nevin. Think about Spurs legends of the past.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. So definitely think about that. Let him know. But yeah, I made a build, and just for fun. But obviously, there's a lot going on in my career, so I wanted to make another build and see what's going on and figure all that out. And I did say I was going to join Elite and then try to join that, so I had to show LD some love because, man, he's listened to me waffle a lot. So I'll just leave it at that.
That's good. That's good to have people to listen to you waffle, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm blessed because he could have said, "Hey, Jimmy, stop waffling" at any moment, and I would have completely understood, and he wouldn't have hurt my feelings.
Well, awesome.
Shout out to him and Shakedown because that's big time. Shakedown being captain of the affiliation is huge for the game, huge for content creators. He's an OG. He absolutely deserved that. He's been doing this for a long time. I remember him really back in the 13, 14, 15 type of days. So big shout out to him because that's major.
Oh yeah, and it's cool to watch people, and even Ronnie himself was a content creator, and Stax was a content creator that just kind of,
Yep.
Just started doing it and started getting involved and started making connections, and before you know it, they're on the game you're playing.
No, for sure. I mean, I've told Stax before. I watched him in 15 play MyTeam. That's when I was in high school. So that's a full circle moment right there.
Were you overly critical of his game back then? Still?
No. I was just a high school kid looking to be entertained by MyTeam and watching the Jesters and the Cash Nasties of the world and watching him play back when it's Onyx, Derrick Rose, and the Carmelo Anthony card everybody's freaking out over. It was a different time, 2014, 15. But yeah, it was pretty neat. So there's OGs out there that paved the way, and we got to show them their respect.
Oh yeah, and one way that 2K is showing people respect is through the logo, showing people acknowledgement. So if you were put in the spot to nominate one person for a logo, this might be tough. Who?
That's in the space right now, or what?
Yeah, that's up to you. Choose your own adventure in this answer. Except it can't be me. It's not me. Not me.
Well, Heck made that tweet today where he was like, "I'm surprised I was even in conversation." I'm like, dude, you've been grinding, bro.
Mm-hmm.
These last couple of months, he's been going crazy.
Oh yeah. Heck turned into the Twitter sweat. Once,
so,
yeah.
He's running circles around me.
Oh yeah.
So at some point you got to tip your cap. But oh man, I think he definitely deserves to be in the conversation, and I'll vouch for him any day of the week, twice on Sunday. So
yep, dual threat. Both my career, my team, knows SIGs, knows the market. Well, it's not. Well, you still have to know a little bit of the market. You can't just spend all your MT willy-nilly. So he knows my team. That's a solid. I agree with that. Jimmy.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah, you can go on and on and on. That's why we held it to one, just because it's more awkward.
But I saw him tweet that. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be surprised for real.
Oh yeah. See, I went from being the Why You Have logo guy last year to the last logo show being actually mad I didn't get one. So that's that's how crazy the world works, and it's never expected. Nothing is ever expected. And I tweeted out something that, as a content creator, you can only expect something out of one person, and that's yourself.
That's the words to live by, and for that, I will leave with that because I can't say anything more profound than that. I'm going to step away. I'll still listen and lurk. But y'all got it. That's a heck of a way to end it. That's a big heck money of a way to end it right there. So
I appreciate
way to go.
Oh, I appreciate you as always, Jimmy. Ramsey, did you have any song recommendations off the soundtrack? I know you were you were ready to make sure, but
listen.
YB.
YB, yeah. Me and Fed will have to talk because YB can only get put up there if he, puts his differences aside and works with North Carolina's GOAT Jermaine Cole. But, there's neither here or there,
All right. I appreciate that. Ramsey, I'm going to come back to you. Our friend Raginn, he's on short time on Tuesdays, and so he had time to speak tonight. And so Stogie, Jay, I appreciate you guys speaking. I do see you, Desi. We'll get to you as well. But Raginn, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm excellent. It seems like forever since I talked to you, because it probably has been like one of the very first spaces I got to talk to you.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a busy year. I moved up to Indiana last year and been busy teaching and finishing on my second master's right now. It's just I'm staying busy.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, keeping busy is good. Is really good. So how about I like to start off these spaces with a recent win. And that can be whatever you determine a win. Could be real life, could be on the game, could be whatever. Just a recent win that this is like show and tell here.
Recent win, I guess the most recent one would be I dropped 30 pounds in about 3 months. So that was pretty great I gained a lot of weight during COVID, so getting a lot of that off was nice.
Oh yeah, that's huge. 30 pounds is huge. That's like 4 gallons of milk. You know.
Definitely a lot. I still got some way to go though. I got to get down to 178 for the division I want to box in. So I got some time to go.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a huge win. That's a huge win. So are you playing my team?
Definitely, yes. It's not as much as I'd like right now because I'm so busy with grad school and with teaching. But I definitely have been on.
All right, and your first impressions of 2K24 my team.
Gameplay wise, I enjoy it. Obviously, there's some things like the amount of whites that drop in can be annoying at times. I mean, it's not really a huge deal to me. I know for some people, especially when there's money on the line, it might be a little more annoying. But it's not terrible. The biggest thing I noticed is there's been some things that have been great, like for example, today with Summer Standouts, all of the content being grindable. I thought that's something that we never really got to see last year, especially this early in the cycle, to see an entire set earnable. On the other side, though, we get into the MT tax for cards, which has been a hot topic. And the only thing I want to say about it really is that obviously playing the game, MT is earnable. Salary cap's been a big one people have been talking about as far as getting all kinds of MT. I know, I think RCA was saying he was earning $6,000 a game, which is, it's pretty good for salary cap, which is a pretty short mode. But when getting that MT, let's say you save up, you buy a card for $80,000, right, because you really want to try it. Turns out you didn't really like it as much. When you go to sell it back, almost over half the MT you spent time to earn kind of just went away because the card then sells for example, a Ruby, pay $80,000. When you sell it back, it's $36,000 or $35,000 or less. I don't even know. I know it's definitely less than half. So I think that especially for people that are either playing casually or those that they really wanted to try that one card, but now they don't want it anymore, it could kind of be a momentum killer because they're like, well, I now have to spend this extra time getting this MT back into my account. The player market itself, I think, could be really good if some of those things were fixed. Because I definitely think, today, for example, with how it's buy 3 Rockets players, use them for agendas. If we were on the auction house, Rockets players would be at 5-6K MT minimum.
Oh yeah, because we'd see that post in the morning or something that the Rockets players, and everybody would post them real quick and get 8-10K sometimes for certain teams players.
And price locked all day, probably for the next 2 days, and so the ability to go on the player market and spend 1,000 MT for gold for those agendas, is nice. But at the other end, with how high prices are and how little you get from cards, it makes it one of those things where people are afraid to spend MT. People are afraid to buy cards that are over a certain amount because they know they're not getting that MT back.
Yep, I think you're onto something because I bought 2. I bought Gold Wemby and then Sapphire Caron Butler. That's it.
Yeah, and people are afraid to. It's unfortunate because it makes it to where there's the people that spend money that are getting every card easily, which is fine. Okay, fair play, you have the money. But for anyone else that's playing and saving their MT and is trying to be smart with it, they don't really ever get to enjoy those cards because they're afraid of what happens when they sell it. And you can't buy a card and then okay, I can keep this for 4 months. It's gonna eventually be outdated. And let's say you don't like it, right? If you don't like the card, especially as a casual player, if you're not on Twitter or you're not in the database, you're not watching YouTube videos, you're not reading card reviews, you don't know what a card is good or bad at. So to save up the MT to then buy the card.
Buy the card to test it out.
I want to sell it.
And it turns out you don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go to sell it, and you're like, crap, I'm getting 36K for it. I don't want to ever buy this high card, this high of a tier again, because if I make that same mistake, I'm going to be losing more MT. The amount of MT you lose off of selling a Ruby, if you buy a Ruby and then sell it, you're losing 5K MT worth of packs, or 5 packs worth of MT, just from selling. You didn't even open packs, but you lost MT like you were opening packs.
And so we're on the hunt for hollows if we're opening packs, right? Because I hear those are ridiculously priced.
It's definitely so, but that's not really I wouldn't say that's a good strategy to keep MT.
No.
I think I blew 100k MT to get one hollow, and it was a sapphire. So I was like, well.
But at least that's still consistent, though, that opening packs has never been a good way to make MT.
Definitely not. But now it's kind of like, even if you buy that card, to sell it back, you're not making it MT either.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna change that, the tax, because people did bring up a good point on Twitter that hey, it was a 10% tax when we were buying cards, and now it's a what kind of tax is it when we have to sell them back to the market?
Oh yeah, and it's one of those things where like I messaged Sam, me and him have talked a while. I kind of remember finding him before he got into the actual MyTeam team, so we occasionally conversed, and I mentioned some of those things to him, and he mentioned to me that they are looking at feedback constantly. So I feel like if we do see a change, kind of like last year, it's going to happen at the new season, because it seems like last year any big changes for the mode happened season to season. Like whenever they got rid of Takeover, season. Whenever they made grinds easier for Takeover, new season. So I think the biggest thing is going to be waiting to season 2 to see if they make a change with the tax or make a change with the market, maybe drop the market down. I'm not really sure. I know every 3 weeks they're going to be dropping card prices, but even then, how much are they dropping? Does their quick sell value drop also? I mean, there's a lot of things that people that have limited MT are wondering.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, a lot of unanswered questions.
The biggest thing is that.
And I guess we're only 4 days in, so I guess it's good that there's a lot of interest, that the buzz, there's so many questions, so we're still offering up our feedback for each move they make.
Also, some people that aren't as thoughtful with their words have used other ways to describe it, and so it's unfortunate because then we have the issue of there's the part of the community that wants the games to improve. And then we get into, we're also being represented by people that are really upset and are making their viewpoints heard in a very aggressive manner, I guess is the best way. So it would be nice if as a community we can try and push for good without insulting.
Yeah. Yep.
And without trying to start wars over the internet as far as verbal. But yeah, I think the player market has potential to be really good.
Oh yeah, if you can have a constructive conversation over Twitter, I think it's amazing. Because I actually got in a very good conversation with DBG over the role of next makers, and a little bit talking about Jimmy, about what his role, about people holding him accountable to fix games and stuff. But it was a good, constructive, respectable conversation back and forth that you don't think you'd have, or you couldn't have with somebody that doesn't have balance. That it takes balance to be good at Twitter. You have to have balance.
Definitely.
To be good at life, I guess. To be good at life, you have to have balance. You can't be flying off the rocker at every minute, or you can't think everything's awesome when it's not.
Definitely, it's a great platform. I definitely think that as the year goes on, it's going to help the MyTeam community. But I just feel like there's some times where some of these opinions we're giving may be doing more harm than good because of the way we're doing it. It's like talking to someone, having a conversation, and then screaming at them.
Yeah.
I think the two differences we have. So hopefully, and I've been seeing more and more, I think I saw Jazz post about it. There's more and more posts about MyTeam that are a little more constructive and less vulgar. And so I think as time goes on, hopefully we can get more of those, and hopefully that can start to be a positive and improve the game as you play.
100% agree. 100% agree. So as far as MyTeam 2K24 for you, what are you doing? What are you playing?
Salary cap, unlimited. Occasionally I'll record some clutch time. It really depends on what I want to do, the content I want to make for the TikTok gameplay of that card I'm doing. So if it's a card that it's like a center, I'm probably going to go into salary cap because you're not going to be making a crazy amount of step backs with your center. But if it's someone like a guard, I might play more clutch time to get some more clips with that.
Okay. I'm sorry, you were going too fast. Now, where all do you make content?
So, I mean, I make content on Twitter. I go through, we have our website, HCR, which right now, HCR, it's me, it's July, it is Meech. We have Boof over there now, and then there's some talks about getting some more people involved.
Boof, he's killing it. Holy jump shot. Boof.
We post card reviews, and we post animation videos. We're getting some more gameplays. As soon as July, I post some more. Those will be up. And then outside of that, I am going to start back on Twitch soon, eventually, hopefully. And then I'm trying to stay consistent with TikTok. That's kind of something I picked up at the end of last year that seemed to get some attention. So we're going to keep that going through 24, see how that goes.
Okay.
And then probably going to stay off YouTube. I don't think I'm going to get back on YouTube again. I think that's the one domain I'm going to stay away from because I tried it a few times, and every time it ended up being more time spent than I wanted.
Okay. Well, it's good. Yeah, trial and error, seeing what you like, seeing what... Because the thing about making content, if you don't enjoy it, it's harder to make.
Definitely. After multiple years of being in and out of content due to teaching and life, if you're doing content and it's draining, it's just not going to last.
Yep.
No, if it's burning bridges with your own life, if your content's causing rifts in your life, then you might want to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what can I change.
Sure.
Definitely.
And so while you're bouncing around in 2K24 MyTeam, have you come across any cards that let's say maybe 3 cards that you're really digging right now?
Okay, so first is Ruby DeAndre Ayton. I think that's a card that no one talks about that is extremely good. You have to log him in, but if you have a little bit of money, 25k VC isn't that much in the grand scheme. And I found that he's a great center. I've been online stopping Giannis with him at times. He's definitely overlooked. Second would be Emerald Matt Barnes, because everyone loves Matt Barnes. He's like one of the best cards, especially under 50k. And then number 3, right now, out of what I use, Rayful Prince has been pretty good as a budget big, especially stretching the floor. Obviously, Giannis is going to be Giannis. And also, shout out to Sapphire Steph Curry, because I think that he's definitely, especially for salary cap, one of the best point guards you can use.
Yep, I've been running with Steph too. See, I just picked the 3 players that I've hit a 3 with. That's it. I think there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
Those are some good cards.
Aiden is the one that no one really knows about because, one, you see 65 feet ball, you're like, eh. And you see 66 speed, and you're like, eh. And you don't see defensive badges really, and you're like, eh. But the animations that he gets are just surprising. He gets these crazy, his wingspan's pretty good, so he just gets these crazy blocks that you're just not expecting. So if you're looking for a budget center, or looking for a center in general, and you don't want to spend to lock in for like Dirk tomorrow, then Aiden's definitely a good option in my opinion.
And if you're not sure what card you're looking for, you can go to what's the website again for card reviews?
The website. So the best thing to do, because we are on a free domain, is to go to my Twitter to find the website.
Okay.
Because otherwise the domain is too long to type in, really.
Perfect.
But we are through GoDaddy, so it's HCR. And then let me get the exact. It's HCR, and then it is 2K, so HCR2K, and then .GoDaddySites.com. But really, if you go to my Twitter, Raginn _, you can just find the link in my bio.
Awesome. And so does the new crossplay, does that give you the ability to play with new teammates?
Not yet, mostly because I've stayed off of co-op and I've stayed out of my career so far. But there's definitely some thoughts. I know me and Chris, actually, I know DFS mentioned him earlier. Me and Chris have been friends now for like 3 years. We met back during the pandemic, and we both played PlayStation together. So eventually, I'd like to reach out to him and play with him again. But
Good shout. Good shout. How about one more shout? One more co-op teammate you'd like to play with?
Let's see. Well, if Ramsey ever wants to get back on, I'm down to play.
Ramsey, are you even playing 2K yet?
We were playing next gen, and he's like, I don't want to play this.
Ramsey, have you played 24?
Have I played 2K24? No, not purchased it.
Okay. Because Raginn, he needs to play with you, man.
It was funny. We were playing, and he's like, I can't do it. I said, all right, man, that's good. You're all good.
I wasn't adjusted to all the fades yet, like I was the last half of the year where I needed to. At that point in time, it was a lot of different fades, and I was like, "See, this is why you got to roll your shorts up on Curry. You got to roll your shorts up. You know what I'm saying?" So.
Well, maybe this year we got something to look forward to. Perfect. So, do you play My Career at all, Raginn?
A little bit. I built a build. I built a defensive menace because I love defense. But I've only played a little bit. I've been kind of busy with content for my team and then website
and then we might have lost you. That's how busy you are. The sound even can't even keep up with you. We'll see if we can get you back. But I appreciate that, Raginn. I can't hear you anymore. I don't know if it's on my end or that's just what happens. But up next, I do want to bounce it over to another guy that's killing it on Twitter, Stogie, with the playbooks. Man, I've needed these playbooks. Good on you.
Tim, what's happening, man?
How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. How about a recent win for you?
A recent win, I just posted it today. I got to 500 followers on X. And for me, that's pretty substantial given where I was at the end of June. I only had 10. And my account is strictly just for 2K. Nobody knows me as Stogie O'Shea other than 2K and my children. So to hit that number in a couple of months and have the support of this community pretty quickly meant a lot to me. So
yeah,
big W.
Huge W. Yeah, and it's crazy how it's just starts snowballing the support. It's very. I don't know if it's unique to this community, but it sure is cool of this community to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I thank everybody that follows me, and even if you don't, I just thank you for if you view something, I look at anything just for being inviting. That's all I could say, really.
And so for right now, the content. Well, where do you create content? The X, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty much where I stay at right now.
Perfect.
That's my domain. I'm on X. I mean, I do have a YouTube and Twitch account, TikTok too, but I haven't really started to spread my wings yet. So
I love it.
If you're looking for anything I'm doing, it's on X.
I'm digging the playbook stuff for sure.
So you got to find something, right?
So I guess the answer to this question is yes. But are you playing MyTeam 2K24?
Yes, I'm playing it, Tim.
How about your first impressions of it? New game. We've had it 4 days.
So my first impressions were it was a little overwhelming, I guess. I mean, we all read the courtside reports and what was coming out, but we didn't know what to expect until we had it in our hands. And so when I got into it, there was some positives, there were some negatives, and I really don't want to go too deep into either of those. It almost feels like a new game. And that's the way I'll sum it up. And it is. This isn't 2K23, it's 2K24. Quite a bit of changes that some I like, some I don't, and but I'm trying to look past the ones that I don't care for and just find something that makes the game enjoyable for me. I play the modes. Make no mistake about it. I got my ring this weekend. I still do the gameplay and stuff like that, but one of the things that I'm really getting into right now, as you mentioned, is the playbooks in the game. Just because they're not readily available for everybody, unless you get lucky to pull the playbook you're used to in the exchange, or pull it out of a pack. You're going to have to get used to running with other playbooks if that's your game style. So I'm going through the playbooks right now, trying to dissect them, make suggestions on what plays I would run. I'm a perimeter player. I'm not a paint player, so the suggestions I'm making are out at the arc. But it's since I started doing that, I've had a different outlook on the game. I'm enjoying it. That aspect of it, at least.
Yeah, and that's the thing, finding moments of enjoyment, and that's pretty much every game. Even back in 23, you had to find moments of enjoyment because there was good and bad, and finding the balance, not just seeing there's no auction house and deciding to uninstall. That's sometimes gut reactions aren't the right reactions. So, so what modes are you getting into mostly?
So I've been all over the board. This past weekend, like I was saying, I was just trying to find my lane in the game. So I've been offline grinding in domination and triple threat, clutch time. I've been online. I've already said, I got my ring this weekend. Played quite a bit of salary cap. Just trying to get used to the gameplay, the feel of it. For me, I know that I'm different than others. Others will say the game feels really fluid. For me, I'm not that just yet. It feels a little clunky to me. But that's why I'm exploring. And I'm just getting out there and playing, taking my time in freestyle, working on aspects of my game I didn't used to work on. Usually I'd just be shooting for hours. And now I'm taking the time to try to learn how to dribble better. So just a lot of exploration the first couple of days.
Oh, yeah. I hopped in 2KU the other day, trying to figure out a couple of these moves. Making an inside layup is tricky when there's a AI defender on you, which I've noticed.
Yeah, they seem to close in on you pretty fast.
Yeah. And even when you're close, and sometimes it seems like they're spending more effort to miss the layup than they would have just dunked it.
Yeah.
Like they're avoiding the dunk by making some crazy layup that they're not gonna make. Yeah.
Right.
So in your travels and your journeys, have you come across any cards that you're liking more than others?
Yeah, there's a lot of cards I like, but I'm not gonna really take up too much time with that. I'll just spread it out with a few. Initially, I wanted that Dame when it came out, so I got him, and I'm a big fan of it. Again, like I said, I like to play out at the arc, so having him is nice, and having him early in the year when you're going to be able to use him is nice. I mean, I can only imagine at some point in the year playing with a card like Dame is going to be very difficult. At some point, height will take over. But then I also, for like a mid-tier card, I like Sapphire Dawkins, just simply because of his paint defense. I like having him out on the court. And then just to throw out a third one and bring back an old face, and he's out here again. I love him for salary cap. Gold Wesley Person. Okay. If you haven't shot with him yet, take him into freestyle and shoot with him. I mean, that jump shot's still there as a gold, and he's nice. He's a good card.
Wesley keeps coming up. He was he was in the limited lineup to end 2K23.
That's right, and now he's in my salary cap lineup. He'll probably stay there all year.
Now he's starting 2K24. Look at that. He bookended the game, or the dead season, I guess. So does this cross play? Does this give you the opportunity to play with new teammates that you've haven't been able to play with yet?
Well, we've talked about this. What's really been nice is being able to now play with my son who plays on Xbox and my nephews who all play on Xbox. Yeah. But that's not the question you're really asking right now. If there's two people that I look forward to playing with.
Because now you're in the community now, Stogie. You're in, so you kind of know who's on Xbox, who's on PlayStation. Yeah. You know who you can play with. You're in here with all of us now. So.
Yeah, I know. Well, regardless, now I have the opportunity. I know he said he's not getting it, but if by chance the game comes across his hands, I'd love to play with Ramsey. And
for some people, I'll make an exception. Depending.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to get a game down south then. We'll get one to you, and then also you, Tim. I mean, I know you say not to use you as an answer, but what am I supposed to do? I watch you play co-op, for the last couple of months. Of course, I want to play with you.
Wait, so you've watched me play and you still want to play with me? What?
Me, you, and Kate Bush, man. Let's go.
We got to run up that hill. Every game is a hill that I'm running up. I swear.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, don't count on wins. I play for fun, not wins. Right?
I play for fun, too. Well, I try to, at least.
Oh, yeah. What about my career? I know there's the dual progression now. Are you getting into that at all, or no?
Because of I just created a character today because of somebody shared some information with me earlier about my career. I said, maybe I'll give this a shot. So I really didn't do much with it yet. I have a build, which I'm sure is all wrong. But regardless, I have one.
We'll have Heck break it down for us.
Yeah, well, I looked at some of the Heck stuff actually while I was doing my build. So
there you go. See, there you go.
Maybe it's not too bad.
Yeah. That's smart. That's smart. Did you do the face scan?
No, they don't need that in the game, man.
Oh, you got it. It's eerily accurate. I don't know, but
that's the problem, man. You just see one guy standing by himself in the city. That's me. Do the face scan.
Yeah, because in years past, man, I've looked like a burn victim. I've looked like maybe one eye is misplaced. But this one, I was like, wait a second, did they just put me in the game? So I recommend that for anybody listening, that if you want to play my career, give the face scan a try. And it doesn't show you the reveal on the app. You have to load into the game and it gives you a big reveal. So being on stream is even funnier, when they reveal your face on stream. But yeah, I was shocked. I was impressed by how accurate it was. So if you're going to stick with it, before you show your build to Heck, you better, maybe put your face on that.
Nah, I'm afraid to show it to him. Chew it
up. Okay, how about if you had the ability to nominate somebody, because the logo vibes, Ronnie's tweeting, so logo is, there's a logo tournament. Have you applied for the logo tournament next week?
No, I don't belong there.
Okay, wait, why?
I don't have that skill set, man.
Oh, like being good at the game? I applied. And like you said, if you've seen me play it, why not, right? What if the people you're playing against get error coded and banned?
That's no way to get it.
I'd take it. I'd take it. I can only play who's in front of me, man.
You can get it, man.
That's right. So, but if you got to nominate somebody for a NBA 2K logo, who would you nominate?
Well, I vouched for some people. I know you saw my tweet. I won't share that in here. But I gave him a shout out last week, and he's in here this week, so I'd be happy to say it. I would Project Elevate. I mean, he's an Xbox contributor, streams, videos on YouTube. His Coast to Coast podcast with Call Me Meech and Spatial Jones was a very fun listen. But one common thread in all those things is he's very positive. He shared a tweet with me with some encouraging words. I said that last week. He didn't need to do that. So if you're looking for somebody that does content creating, if that's what 2K is looking for, I mean, he's across, all platforms. And if you're looking for somebody that's impressionable on individuals in the community, he has been on me. I dig the positive vibes idea. And I'm not going to share the whole story. You can listen to last week's Space, but I even talked about how a conversation him and Spatial had on his podcast stopped me from engaging in a further conversation and some tweets somebody was coming at me with. So he'd get my nomination.
Yep.
Vouch, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Yeah. Then that's perfect. That's exactly what they were saying on 2K, the last logo show, about going above and beyond, doing something, trying to be more interactive with the community, helping other people out. And yeah, Elevate helped me get my stream set up right way back in the day.
There you go. Just another reason.
Yep. Yeah.
Give him the logo.
Yeah. I like that. Great stuff, Stogie. I appreciate your input. I appreciate your information.
I appreciate you letting me speak, Tim. I like being on this panel.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we're going to check in with Spontaneous Jay. How you doing, Jay? And we got Evan up here. We're going to get Isaac up here. I bet they got a bowling story. Bowling started tonight. We got Matt Mojo up here. I'm excited to talk to him. Got Ramsey up here. Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing great at the moment. The game has only been out, a couple of days, less than a week, half a week. But it almost felt like it's been 3 weeks. And it's not for me playing that much, but it's for me kind of doing somersaults in my head and just kind of like Stogie said, figuring out how do I want to engage with the game and what modes do I want to play, what do I want to buy, if anything. But I'm in a good spot today, because even though I kept pushing back on making a build, I put a reply in this space, and I was spending some time in rec the last couple of days, and just been having fun. I was laughing because I had these 60 rated teammates on my team, and they were just walking out of bounds and turning the ball over, but I was just laughing, having a ball, not caring whether I won or lost. And so if you're all as stubborn as me of not going into creating a build in Park Rec, give it a shot. Center is what I picked. I don't need shooting because I don't like shooting, and my shot is pretty bad. But I can play the role. I'll rebound and I'll block and I'll pass. So that's my win.
Glue guy. You're a glue guy.
Next question.
Glue guy in the rec.
Yep.
Team player. I like that. So of your first impressions of the MyTeam mode, it's a new game, and like you said, it feels like, I guess depends on how much you've been playing it, how new and fresh it is. You guys like Jimmy, who are already cycling through players and benching people and getting rid of people. Where me, I'm still trying to figure out my first starting five.
Yeah, I think what was really nice about today was that there were a lot of new cards in today's drop, and I think my push this year for content is really just make agendas offline and online. Stop gatekeeping things on online modes and stuff. And I think there were a couple of online agendas, right? Like the points with power forwards today, the 3-pointers with shooting guards. But the majority of the other things are offline and online. So I really like having that choice. I'm personally choosing not to engage in the pack and player market for now, just because I want to give it time. And to the earlier good points about the depreciation and even the prices being adjusted, I want to protect my currency as much as I can. But I think with today's drop and with the legendary path drops giving, a couple of players that are offline obtainable, I feel like that's enough content for me to be able to enjoy. So I think in the mix of playing a little bit of rec and then doing a couple of the offline grinds for cards, I found my new place. I'm okay not having an auction house. I'm okay not getting hollows. Sell hollows, make bread. That's the new hashtag. Use it, reuse it, y'all. I'm turning the corner, which I'm really happy with, because there were parts of this past weekend where I was struggling. And I'm sure we all went through our own roller coasters this weekend.
Yeah. I think you're right. And that comes with, having the known for a couple years, and not only you've had a known, you've dominated the hollow game, as far as teaching people how to get them, how to use them, how to sell them, how to buy them, and then they just take that away, and now you can't really teach somebody how to open a pack to get them. Well, you have Matt, Pack Champ, of course, he's here, but it's too much RNG. And so I can see, for someone like me that sold shoes, that, if I wanted to make a video, okay, sell some more shoes, boom, just like that. Or if I wanted to buy a card, boom, sell some more shoes, I can make that MT back. And yeah, so yeah, it was a different game, a little shock to the system, of course. But all in all, I'm excited as well. I like the fact that you're out in the rec.
I never thought I would be. I was so against it because I played my career in 21 and I played like a whole season, made a guard build, didn't know what I was doing. All they could do is shoot threes, but I feel like the center build fits how I like to play, and it takes away the whole shooting timing aspect of it. So, find what part of the game you like. Like Stogie earlier, you said you went from shooting to dribbling, or some folks who are really good at dribbling wants to move to something else. Just make a player that fits your personality. I think that's what I would say is there's always these great builds, but I think there was some other, maybe this was on the pod, maybe it was on Jazz's pod, and Matt, you may have said this, where, make a build that fits who you are. Because if you make a build that is someone else's build, but that doesn't fit how you like to play, you're not going to have fun with it or even know how to use it, as well as you make one that is kind of your avatar. So I've always wanted to be a 7'3" tall man, so that's my avatar.
Number 75 blocks in one rec game. Yeah, so my next question is, so is this a face scan then, Jay? No face scan.
No.
Okay. You never know, because like I said, I don't know if anybody's logo is a rapper or if it's actually you. So I have to ask if this is a face scan, because I have your the picture that you tweeted of your rec domination, 14 rebounds, 5 points. I had to check. Have you tried the face scan?
No, I have not. I think I'm still in a spot to focus on privacy, so I have tried it before. I think I tried it back then too when you talked about how things look like a burn victim and stuff like that, and it's never as accurate. But from the I like the Blasian one.
Exactly.
But someone called him Jake from State Farm. That was hilarious.
Yep, it was shockingly accurate. That's what I thought when it first came, because I was expecting. Yeah, we've had some comical ones. Me and my kids, because we'd always have park guys, so we'd always do face scan, and of course my youngest, he'd be doing like a baby doll or something that would make his face green or something. He'd have all the different things, and so yeah, our faces were always weird. But this year it's like eerie. They nailed it, I think. And it might just be the one-off, or maybe Blazins looks good too. But definitely a cool little tweak if you do play My Career, because you can put yourself in the game this year. It's very cool, very cool. So I really recommend that. So back to my team. What modes are you currently focusing on? Because we all have a different strategy now when we load on the game. So where do you go in my team?
So I think I still am agenda driven. So if there's no agenda in there, even though the wind requirements for TT is 100, which is good, for clutch is 50, which is good, I need agendas. I need a box to check off. I can't see 0 to 50. That doesn't motivate me as much. So I've been mostly doing the agendas. Today was an amazing day because we got a whole set of new things come out. I think the two things I just want to shout out there, just because I coached myself this, and this may validate what some of you all are thinking of, or you may not agree with it. But the two things I think helped me enjoy the game. One is don't count my MT. And when I say that, I mean don't try to let the accumulation of MT be my goal this year, because then it just feels like you have to grind a lot, number one. And number two, I would say, is if there's some agendas or modes you don't want to play, just don't play it. Just lean into where you have fun. And for me, it's the offline agendas. And for me, it's a little bit of rec. My build is like a Dikembe Mutombo build. I have everything in the defensive stats and the athleticism. I don't care about shooting. When I played rec, I'm still 60 rated. And I was able to clamp down some 80-plus rated centers just because you play with size, not necessarily with stats as well, right? Shout out to Unbeatable Jacob. He had a recent video where he talked about size as a stat. So when you got wingspan and you got height, you may not need all of the ratings yet. You can still hold your own. Of course, if you have someone else who's just as high and just as wide, they cooked me. But if you know basketball and you know how to play 5v5, I think you'll have some fun, even though you don't have that good of a build or that high of a rating of a build.
Yeah, I was dabbling a little bit in the rec. I got a team of guys. Yeah, Dylan just posted that he's enjoying rec. Got to play with him. He's a center. He's a sweat. But it's a whole new for us to play my team. That haven't played my career, I strongly suggest giving it a try. And even if it's just to goof around a little bit, and like you said, even if make a center and hop in the rec and dominate. It's basketball is a fun sport, and when we get caught up in animations and kind of lose track of that. But do you have any favorite cards in my team, Jay, that you've come across that maybe people aren't talking about, maybe people are talking about?
I still like wings and slashers. I really like the Sapphire Kobe card. Really like the Des Bane card. So I think usually I like to play the 2-3 when I'm on my team. So those two would probably have to be my favorites. And I'm still getting used to the Wesley Person gold card, but we all know how good that his Amethyst card was last year. And a lot of people have gotten used to that this year. So I would say usually I like playing with wing players, and those would be my three.
All right. Okay, and now you are a known PlayStation sweat. Does this new cross-play with the co-op, and even in Park and Rec, does this give you the ability to play with a couple of people that maybe you wouldn't be able to play with before? And if so, name two.
Well, I will name Ramsey if and when he gets the game. But I've watched Mojo play. I love the vibes on his streams, and we've always been on different consoles, even though I know he plays on PlayStation as well. So I think Ramsey and Mojo would be my shouts on the Xbox side. Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, the clock is ticking for when Ramsey's going to have to start lacing him up and get off the gridiron and get on the hardwood. So I guess you already do play My Career, so we'll avoid that question. But then you were lucky enough. Congratulations again, Jay. You got a logo last year from 2K.
And again, that was unexpected. And like you said earlier, it's appreciated, but you can't expect it. Yeah. But it definitely is a recognition of being visible in a way that 2K wants, which I appreciate. And if I had to pick someone, I think I would pick Kevin Cruz this year. I know he was recently, in the limelight with sharing things with 2K TV, but I just really like his tweets of gameplay, and I like how he calls out different things that I don't understand, and I'm still trying to learn. So I think I would shout him out as someone for consideration and vouching.
I like that. Yeah, because he gives the tips that, yeah. I wish my fingers would work fast enough on the sticks to be able to play like him. But he's amazing at it. But I'm the one that has to, I look down at my controller to flash pause. So the getting good, maybe not good as Kevin Cruz, but yeah, great vouch for a logo. I like that, Jay. And you deserved yours for all the work you put in. Still do. In my eyes, I don't control anything, but if I did, you'd carry over to this year.
And likewise to you. I think it's unspoken that all of us who has a chance to shout out someone, the Tuesday dedication in your streams, and now on YouTube and other platforms. Tim, just keep doing what you're doing. All of you in chat, speakers, listeners, just keep doing what you're doing. Have fun with it. Don't let content creation become a burden. Don't let grinding MT become a burden. don't let the inability of buying hollows become a burden. Just keep on going.
There. You nailed it. You nailed it. Because somebody else who's doing it, Evan, you're out there doing it.
What's up, Tim? How are you tonight on this Tuesday?
I'm doing great, Evan. How are you doing?
I'm feeling fine. We had to stop bowling for a little bit because it was 2.5 for us.
It was where?
Well, we had 2.5 games of bowling tonight because we wanted to come in and visit with you guys for a few minutes.
Okay. 2.5 games. All right. So bowling started tonight.
Yeah, we did really good.
How you feeling about the season, the bowling season?
We're
feeling good?
Pretty good.
Okay.
We're feeling good.
Isaac, you feeling pretty good about the bowling season?
Yes.
Good.
I'm really good about it.
Good. Okay, back to Evan real quick. Evan, I need to get a win from you. I saw some tweets and stuff. You've been getting out to more sporting events. Give me one win from you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, well, I was at the OU game on Saturday. It was a little rough because we had some bad penalties on the fourth quarter, but we won.
Okay. That's a win. But the
NFL was pretty good this week.
Yep. What was your favorite game? Do you have a favorite game? Because my team lost.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all
not
right.
good.
I'm used to it. I'm really used to it.
Yeah, you'll bounce back.
That's right. How about you? Did you have a favorite game that you liked watching this for the NFL?
Yeah, Dallas smashed the Giants 40-0.
That was a rough game for the Giants. That's for sure.
I know. Playing in the rain, they didn't like it.
No, not at all. So, are you thinking about playing my team at all?
I just want to maybe learn some tips, maybe how to become a pro, and maybe I want to see who's the best gamer.
Oh yeah, well there's a lot of good people to follow in here too, and then your buddy Isaac too can help you get good as well.
Yeah, he's my backup plan.
There you go. So if you could play NBA 2K co-op with 2 people,
okay.
which 2 would that be? 2 people.
Well, my first one, I would say definitely my buddy Isaac for number 1 as the nominee for the awesomeness.
Nice.
And then the second one would be Mr. Matt Mojo.
Excellent. Yeah, those are 2. You're gonna win some games. You run out on the court with Isaac and Matt. You're gonna win some games, bud. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna work together like a superhero.
There you go. And I always appreciate you stopping by, Evan. I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. Sorry I came in so late.
Oh, you're never late. I'm just glad I was able to get to you in time before you got too busy. And I appreciate you taking time out of your Tuesdays. It's been nice getting to know you.
Thank you.
How about you, Isaac? Tuesday, bowling's back.
Yeah.
How about a recent win from you?
There's a lot of good recent wins, but there's I would say the best recent win is actually going to a church picnic party.
Church picnic party. Okay. I bet there's some good food. When I hear picnic party, I automatically think food.
Yeah.
What was the best food there?
Definitely burgers.
Burger. Oh, can't go wrong with burgers. I can't go wrong with burgers. I like that.
Can't go wrong with a good burger.
Mm-hmm. And you can't go wrong playing my team, from what I've seen. Are you playing my team?
I am.
All right.
I got the collector level of Sam Jones.
Oh, okay. So you're sweating. All right. Cause we even played a little rec, you and I, and the guys. Yep. So you did way better than me. I have to say that. I drugged the team down. So thanks for putting up with me. But
No problem.
your first impression of my team, are you liking it? The new 2K24?
It's really good. I mean, with the whole different level ups and everything.
Yep. What mode are you playing? What's your go-to mode when you hop on? Because I know you're playing a couple different modes.
I'm pretty decent in triple threat.
Triple threat offline, okay.
6 record.
Okay, what else? You played triple threat offline, and are you playing triple threat online too?
Online.
Online, that's right.
Online.
Ah, you are a sweat. Mm-hmm. What else? Were you playing some salary cap also?
I haven't even started my first salary cap
Okay.
season.
Okay. That's fun. That's where the XPs was double. So I don't know if they're going to keep doing that on different modes. So that's something to watch out for.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite cards? Oh, what's that? Go on.
I was gonna say I actually beat the Hawks with a score of 212
Dude, holy cow!
in my career.
Oh, on the mic. Oh, yeah, that's right. Is that with the same build? What's your build?
Mine's a point guard that can dunk and shoot threes.
Point guard that can dunk and shoot threes. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, he's like a slashing sharpshooter.
That's pretty much like you in real life. Right? Dunking and shooting threes, Isaac? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about a favorite card? I know you're an Oklahoma City fan. I don't know if there's any good Thunder cards out yet, but if you had to pick a couple of your favorite cards so far, what do you got?
That would be the Ruby Jalen Williams and Ruby Westbrook after making that full court three.
That's right. I saw that video. Full court three with Westbrook. That was good.
It was the luckiest shot ever.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So with the new crossplay co-op, if you could play with two teammates that maybe you haven't been able to play with, because you're on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yep, because we played 2K23 co-op too. But so if you had to pick two people from PlayStation, they might not even be PlayStation. If you had to pick two people that you wanted to play co-op with that you haven't yet, who would that be?
I would definitely pick Hamza because he's been doing really good on getting their level, and they because you gotta collect those holographic cards.
Yep, that's two great shout-outs, Hamza and Hollow J.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're going to be winning some games with that team.
I'm ready. Just let me know when, Isaac.
Hey.
There you go.
I got you.
And so you are playing My Career. If you had to pick one, what do you think, My Career or My Team, or you like them both?
I like them both.
Nice, me too. All right, and now Ronnie's been tweeting. I don't know if you've seen Ronnie tweeting about 2K's giving out logos this Friday.
Ooh,
Yep.
logos.
Logos, yep. So if you had to nominate, if you were in charge, if it was Isaac 2K was your name, and you get to pick one person for logo, who do you pick?
I would definitely pick you.
Ah, Isaac, you're my man. Typically, I wouldn't. I'll accept that. Since you had two such great shout-outs for co-op, I'll accept your nomination, Isaac, all right? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you stopping by, Isaac. I appreciate you talking.
Hey, no problem.
And most of all, I appreciate playing 2K with you. You know, aside from the space, aside from the stream, it's been fun playing 2K with you.
Yeah.
And another person that's fun playing 2K with, I assume, I'd have to be maybe CP the Doc to know for sure, but Matt Mojo.
What's good, man? How's everybody doing up in here?
Good, Matt, good.
What's up, Mojo?
Oh, we
What's
got
up, Isaac?
let me get
What's
Ramsey in
going
here.
on, man?
Ramsey, what's up?
You said you were gonna come back to me.
I was thinking of having you close. Let me get Ramsey in here first. You're right.
Ramsey, what's good, baby?
So we are setting Matt up to close the space then. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
I'm about to say, let Matt talk if you're gonna have it like that because he's gonna talk 2K. I'm just trying to get mine.
I'm just gonna say 5 words and leave. Now y'all know.
Yeah. Ramsey, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
How about a recent win? I know everybody's chomping at the bit to get you out here playing 2K.
Yeah.
Recent win for you.
A recent win. I planned out my NFL watching schedule for this year. About going to the different travesties that I go to that I call the Panther games. So that was fun. I got to plan with some friends and different events and stuff. So different plans.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice to lock in because a lot of times a football game where it's only once a week and so there's only 16 games a year, you can make that an event. One thing.
Yeah, but listen, anybody makes it an event with the Panthers because they're so bad. So it's like either you're going there when you're gonna have a good time.
Are you trying to get to the games mostly, or do you have a buddy's house? Is there a local place that you guys watch the games, or how does that look?
So I have a buddy's house, but we usually try to go to the games because I have good seats, ironically, just to see them take my heart away every down. But I have to get to a game because even though they lost this weekend, Bryce Young is my Bama boy, and so it's always interesting. Football season is it, man. Football season is it.
Oh yeah. See, I feel like it's going to be a long season.
I would say this. This is how you make it. Listen, when your team is not doing so good, this is how you make an NFL season faster. Pay attention to your fantasy, but also I advise everybody with fantasy, especially after week 1, it's okay to wait, but don't wait too long. Any advice with anybody, with any player, with anything, because it seems so far this year, we talk about 2K having problems, the NFL is having a little problems with some of their reporters because we're getting these reports late, and I'm leaving players that I was told 5 minutes before, they're not playing, and 3 minutes before they step onto that field. So I would just, try to, don't worry about lineups so much throughout the week until it's the day before or literally up until the minute, because everybody has until 1 p.m.
Yep. Work that waiver wire too. Work that waiver wire.
Yeah, and that's 11 a.m. West Coast. So just now.
Oh yeah. Are you big into fantasy?
Yeah, I'm big into fantasy, man. It was fun. But back to 2K.
Oh, I put 2 on the bench, so I'm still bummed about that too. Jeez, that guy
you better learn. All right.
So even though Ramsey, you haven't gotten 2K24 yet.
Not yet.
You are knee deep in the community. So you have some first impressions on 2K24 MyTeam. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear Ramsey's version. Outside looking in, Ramsey's version.
So from the outside looking in, just from the perspective of gameplay, I liked what I saw. But then there were things that I didn't like that would draw me away a little bit. But I'm hoping that the perspective is like to point out something I liked. I liked the different. I liked how it looked. It looked a little different. The different seeing prime example, Fed use shot meter because he's one of the few that uses the meter demon. So he was trying to adjust seeing that day one. But to Stogie's point, I did see like some people a lot of people found it clunky. But like I said, it's early, so hopefully I think it's just an adjustment. And to that, I think that's why it was like I think it's good that that's why I encouraged everybody to go to somebody's different stream because the way Matt Mojo is playing is not the way Stogie's going to play, and the way Stogie grinds the game or plays dribbles is not going to be the way Fed and Jay and so on and so on. So you got to try to kind of find that, and it's like prime example, like one thing I do with every Madden card, no matter what, if it's certain abilities that you look to the top guys for that video to be out already or whatever, I'll go in somebody like a Madden streamer that's not one of my OGs that I've been, built a relationship for years with, and I want to see how they use that card, because I want to know, just because, like, don't be like, okay, if this person tells me to put this on the card to make it this, then I'm likely to do that. But if I see a perspective and I try out the new thing, so that's why I'm still in the catbird seat perch, sipping on my sweet tea,
Watching all of us spend our MT, you waiting to swoop in when the time's right?
Yeah, I'm watching. And we'll see. The biggest thing that's still up for me at this moment, and probably the biggest factor for me not having the game right now, is I just want to see what this, where this goes with this content, and you got to pay for this card to lock in this card for the ultimate lock-in set. It's interesting to see the different things. So that's what I've been, enticed to see and stuff. And then I've just been watching everybody when they, are in my team step away to go to park just to see that. Yep. That's been really cool for me so far to see.
Do you see yourself when you do hop on the hardwood? Do you see yourself trying out my career at all, or you think you digging my team?
I would say I definitely would step out of my team, but it may not be more so for me, my career. But it would be park and rec. Yeah, park and rec.
Well, if you make a player, you got to do face scan. I'm just saying, you got to do face scan. It's great.
Yeah,
because back in the day, you'd look at Troy Dan's faces in the game. Oh yeah, but now it's you.
Face cam. Listen, I'm not. I'm more. I know that some people are cautious to face cam and stuff.
No, face scan. You're on your player. Face scan. Yeah.
Face scan and stuff.
Yep. So Ramsey's out there running around on the TV.
I'm more likely to just do it because I learned that I'm not camera shy necessarily. Like, you learn that when doing what I did for school. Mm-hmm. So it's like just scanning my face is just basically like me
born for
reading a teleprompter on the screen. Like, the amount of people still gonna watch me, So for me, but I'm always I'm always cautious just for other people's privacy. Yeah. Like that, I just But that's all.
That makes sense. So anything that what you're seeing interests you more than other? I know they got the game mode. What is it? I forget. Salary cap game mode.
So
no limited.
The salary cap was interesting. I've been seeing a lot of people do that. The only thing that has been enticing me all the new things entice me. It's just when I'm seeing, and like I said, I'm hoping that it's just early, because some of the stuff that I've seen is what's like, do I really want to get it? Should I try it? Do I take the shot? But definitely the salary cap would be fun to try out. Clutch time, I would try that out definitely just because it's 24 seconds. And then of course co-op, just for co-op being co-op, because
you are co-op.
I will make this statement: if I do purchase this game, we all heard of Ty with the sweatband. We've heard of it. Nobody has heard of Ramsey when he puts the do-rag on. Okay, when the do-rag mode, Ramsey with co-op is worse than Greg Popovich. I'm gonna let my teammates know I love them, that they better have the but it's a realm. Like, you step in and you take the do-rag off and you literally get out, because nothing compares. Bring any headband, sweatband, when that thing is tied down, man, and I'm locked in with co-op, man, anything. It's all no holds barred, man, for the opponent. So hopefully you're not on PS, or hopefully you're on my team on PS doing it.
Well, speaking of on PS being on your team, if there were two people on PlayStation, when you do get here, when you join us in 2K24, is there two people that you've been itching to play co-op with that you haven't had a chance to yet? Just two.
That are on PS? Yes.
On PlayStation.
Okay, so the two that I would...
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that have called you out. Think of all the people that are waiting for Ramsey to say their name right now. But only 2 on PlayStation.
The 2 that I want to play with are Jeff and Jay, because those guys, they can and will play online if need be, but they don't have to. And my thinking is, now it took some convincing, and he's not here anymore, but people don't understand. I got Elevate to play co-op with me. And I'm talking on stream. I'll never forget that. I'll tell the rest of that later. But
nice.
Like, if I can get Jimmy Crack Corn to play, and he'll play online, like I said, but more enjoyable to get offline and just do it that way. And I would just like shoot the ball. Now we went through growing pains, but he realized Ramsey's more upset when I don't have the confidence to pull that thing than he is to pass to me, you know? So I think I would have to take both of those, both of my goats out of the, let's go to boot camp. Let's go to boot camp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm also shocked that Ramsey didn't say Cabrillo, but this was a PlayStation.
No,
that's
you say LSA because I played with him.
That's his comment. That's his comment in the space right now.
I'm about to say we played together. I remember we played 6 games, the 3 of us, on the stream with Tim, and we went 6-0, and then we all got off and went to work the next day.
Yep. Oh yeah. Me and Cabrillo just played the other night too, and Fiji and stuff. Yeah, it's been a blast. Wow. It's been a blast. So we look forward to you to coming out and playing with us at some point.
Yeah, listen, it'll be a day. It'll be a day where the co-op sweat is back. It'll be a day.
So when you get back to Ramsey 2K and you're elevated to the person that gets to pick who gets logos for 2K, and you get to pick one person, who you picking?
Well, he'll hear this, but he probably had to step away, and he's not in here anymore. But back to my point, Elevate. And the reason why I say Project Elevate is for a deeper reason, because a lot of people don't realize. I've always been positive and tried to, be there and here for that. But months, I would say probably right when I first touched 2K23. So that was maybe season 2 or 3, I think. And I was getting into it and learning co-op and stuff like that and stuff. And Elevate would stream more and more at a specific time. So I would go to his stream, and for 2 reasons, he made me realize with our conversations that you don't have to, like, you can enjoy it if you just make it, meaning like do play how you play. Just play how you play, do what you do, just play your game. Just play your game. And obviously, that turned into what it's turned into. But he's a big reason why I basically stepped onto the scene into co-op, because talking to him before we ever even played a game, how do you elevate a vibe? Meaning, how do you have a good vibe consistently through an entire certain extent? And with sports and me, if I'm losing or we're not, dude, anybody who knows, I'm going to let whoever hear it, I'm going to say, we better, what's going on, So, working with different people, he taught me how to at least keep an elevated vibe up until you got to, straighten it up if it goes south, if that makes sense. Just come into it, they were, and that built in a sense, it built a way for, me to, pass that on to somebody else who's not having a good stream or a good this and that. And it really helped me. I'm not going to speak to it too much, but a situation happened with one of our community guys this week where he was going back and forth. And I said, buddy, you got to elevate better than that, you know? And that's when, you know, I didn't still elevate the vibes, because he's always our trademark for him, that elevate the vibes. I've always, you know, when they go low, you go high. I know it's always hard, you know. It is always hard to take the high road, you know, but, you know, always try to be that positive factor. And, you know, he does so much in the community. It doesn't get recognized always right away, because people don't know, because he's not one to put it out there. Like, prime example, I was in his stream, like I was for 3 days straight, trying to, you know, keep it the elevated vibes up. We're having a conversation back and forth. And then he ended stream, and I was on the timeline, and it was his birthday. And I said, "Are you, dude, we just talked. Like, he's like, you know, this is me, you know?" So I made sure, I was like, "I don't care. We're going to shout you out." And he was like, "Oh, thanks," you know. But that's, you know, and I don't push for that. So that's why, like, you know, for the guys that will play a certain mode just for that enjoyment, you know, you got to know who you're playing with. Basically, know your personnel, and I definitely learned that from Elevate. So, 2K, if you're listening, a guy who constantly will show up. He may not always be there in everybody's stream, but damn if I don't see, or excuse me, danged if I don't. Sorry, Tim.
You're doing really good, actually. Really good.
Project Elevate, man. I mean, he's helped a lot of us. So.
Yep. Yeah, and he cracked the trophy case last year, or gave us the Bible to solve it. So.
He helped y'all, and I didn't even know what it was. I didn't, at that time, I was hearing trophy case, and I'm thinking,
yeah,
we playing for the Larry O'Brien.
Yeah. So, do you have a rough time frame of when you might come to 2K, or no rush, no pressure, no pressure? Yeah.
It could be by next Tuesday, a special Tuesday, the 19th. You know.
Because it seems like your role in the community is a little different than it was at this time last year.
It is. It definitely is. You know.
Yeah. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. You know. I'm pressure. I'm just saying.
You know.
People expect you out of it.
There's been a lot of ask about if I'm getting it more, so when I'm getting it, because, you know, in order to, let me say this, without, you know, the rent, it'll be, if it's sooner, it'll be sooner than probably next week. If not, I would bank on probably most likely aiming for next week.
I can always tell when there's a lawyer answer coming from you, you know?
Yeah, you know. Listen, I can guarantee you this. I can guarantee this for anybody, and I want you to tell your friends and stuff. You know how we make my team our own and stuff. This is not don't mark it as a Charles Barkley guarantee, because it's a Ramsey guarantee. I can guarantee without an unreasonable doubt that if and when this game is purchased to Ramsey's account and he's on it, it will only be for co-op, helping, whatever. I'm not going for a level 40 necessarily. I'm only doing it if somebody is on their way to grinding for level 40 like you dudes are, and you got to play that version of co-op, you know, where you got to get the wins and all this. I mean, that only co-op. I'm gonna make meaning within my team. Now, I will play other modes in 2K, but I'm not going to sit here and just devote all my time to try to be keeping up, and I still got a whole guard goon squad, the best to touch the dang field every time on Madden. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Just not happening. So,
yeah. Well, respect the double. You're on a different dual grind. Yeah. The football and the basketball. Two-sport athlete.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I look forward to your return to 2K, Ramsey. And I always look forward to Tuesdays talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And another one I look forward to talking to is Matt Mojo.
What's good again, man? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for your patience, man. I know typically if you request to speak, and then it could be a while before you make your appearance.
It's often that you know that I'm the closer. I don't know why. Whatever the case may be, I'm honored to be here, man. It's good to see everybody in here. Hope everybody's had a go today, man.
Yep. So how about a recent win for you? Recent win that could, however you classify your win.
I got two of them. Number one, this not too long ago, I did it on stream. I was pulling some Emerald Life packs. I pulled a Bowman box with the current rookies, that's in there, such as Wemby, and I actually ended up pulling a signed auto Victor Wembanyama refractor. That thing is pretty. I've still not sent it out the PSA DNA yet, but once I do, I'm about to get some money.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Just to touch on that real quick, Matt. Did you collect cards as a kid?
When I did, yes. The reason why I started collecting cards is because of my cousin. Unfortunately, the collection that I did had, I lost it. Growing up then, we didn't have that much money, so to have, that was pretty cool, and to regain it was even better. I started recollecting when I was just got out of high school when I was 16. So
that's awesome.
I bought my first lot I saved up. I never forget, I saved up. I was working at Ponderosa. It's this old restaurant. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I was working at Ponderosa, and I saved up $225 for my first lot of cards. I did not know what I had until I opened them up, and it was a mystery set. I had sets on top of sets, and then I saved $500 to get my second, and then it just moved on from there. But I want to say awesome. My experience card collecting is definitely leaked on to 2K.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, and the excitement. The reason I ask is I remember pulling packs when you were a kid. I remember getting this action-packed Emmitt Smith rookie card out of a pack, and I was through the moon. And then that kind of stuff still, you pull a Wemby, I can imagine that there's the hint of those feelings right there, collecting cards as kids, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
I appreciate that. My second win, and I'll be very quick, is my Lions, man. We did Kansas City in. I'm gonna tell you right now, Detroit might be going all the way. We got if not the best defense next to the 49ers. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Detroit is not nothing to play with, and we're just gonna continue it. Jared Goff can stay consistent, man. I think we can do something, and they're gonna make me some money. So I'm happy about that. The Lions look really, really tough this year. So I'm proud of it. That's my win.
Yeah, anybody but the Packers is what I say. As a Viking fan, my war cry is anybody but the Packers.
Oh, y'all should have won it. You see Justin Jefferson's face after the game? My goodness, he was on the bench crying.
Oh, yeah. I watched that game 17 times last year, where it's so close at the very end, last play of the game, and I lose years off my life every Viking season because every game there's no blowouts. It's all close and it's all stress. Yeah.
It was a good game, but y'all should have pulled that off, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, it's happened. Yeah, I thought Tom Brady was still playing for a minute. No, Baker Mayfield. Yeah. But so your first impression, we all got a brand new game this weekend.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
2K24, MyTeam. What are your first impressions of our new game mode?
It's you could look at it several sides. First and foremost, the gameplay is definitely night and day from 23. The gameplay is very smooth. It's fluid. Even online, it really is nice. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's where I stay, and it's just been good to jam out in some cases. Not all cases. There's times where I'll just go off, but it is what it is. I tend to forget that we've only had the game for a couple of days. It's so funny that you hear and see everybody on Reddit or X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, and other places and spaces and whatnot call out 2K for being a bad game. But hell, we just only played it a few days, man. Give it a rest, give it a break. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? To live instead of trying to abort it so early. You feel me? I mean, that's just what that's what it has to be. Yeah. However, I do get people's sentiments because there's some other impressions that I have that are not so positive or negative, which we need to throw that out the window. I even said on the podcast, hell, Jazz and I both said on the podcast, the negative/positive labels, that needs to go. We all have opinions, and respectfully, there's nothing wrong with sharing them, no matter which way they are. So with me being the pack guy that I am, which I'm really trying not to be, I'm not trying to spend bundles of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to pace myself, but it is what it is. I already got Sean Marion and everybody. I feel like with the way we acquire a card in the pack player market, okay? And then once we are through with it or whatever, and we try to sell it, okay? If you want to sell it, we're being taxed to the tune of 58.8 to 9%. And that right there is a huge issue, a 60-40 disparity, you know what I'm saying, in regards to the quick sale. It's one thing to 2K to get that VIG back, to get that, that tax back, but it's another when it's over 50%. 60-40 is just outright crazy. So you mean to tell me, and again, I'm not trying to sound subversive, it is what it is. You mean to tell me, okay, and let's just put it in layman, just simple terms. I work a job and I make $200. Let's say $200. Okay, just throw a number out there. Yep. And you're gonna take 60% of my check. That's $100 and what is it? $120. So that leaves what, 80? Are you serious right now? You know what I'm saying? Is that what it was? Yeah, come on now. $80. I'm going to be struggling, and I won't be able to eat. And that's the same type of logic in 2K. Whenever you leave a player so little, they don't have much to eat on with the MT side to get other cards and acquire other cards. I get that they have to get their money. That's cool and all. But if they can just just tinker with that just a little bit, I really wouldn't have no problems. The no money spent aspect of me says, you know what, this is just all messed up, all wrong. I could have, different states, but the money in me is like, you know what, at the end of the day, it's better than me to do this than spend hundreds, no, thousands of dollars worth of packs and packs and packs and packs and packs and packs, because I'm going to get it regardless. Carrillo is in here, he's going to get it regardless. Anybody in here that has it will get it regardless. There's people out there that don't have that to give, that don't have 100K to give, that don't have 140K MT for an amethyst to give. A lot of people don't have that, in spite of grinding in game. Sure, you can go on domination and grind for MT. Sure, you can go on unlimited. Sure, but everybody's not doing that. And right now, we just need to fix that disparity in my team. I feel like that, along with the bans and with a few other things, if that gets reworked, then yeah, I think some good can come from it. But right now, my first impressions would be that. Otherwise, I really feel like 2K is trying to do and make a good game. I really do. I feel like 2K is really trying to do something. You can see in the gameplay. You can see in the little intricacies and also the quality of life areas in this game where you can see that 2K is really trying to make a good game.
Yep.
However, Smalls, whenever you have those glaring aspects that are really like with the bands, just call out the bands, for instance. The bands, when we have that and people getting like yourself, like me, wrongfully banned, like other people, Troy Dan, for instance, get wrongfully banned, not just for 30 minutes, but for longer than that, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And people getting banned off wins and stuff. People getting banned for quitting offline games. Offline.
Right. That's crazy.
That's for everybody flash pausing the CPU. They're finally getting their just desserts now.
Hey, that is crazy. And you know what? With the way domination is in all these offline modes, I don't blame you if you flash pause the CPU, because the CPU, guys, is comp. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. You got to sweat to win by 15. You got to lock in for 4 quarters. That's, or I do at least. Some people got better stick skills. I know Spontaneous Jay was tweeting some big wins that he gets some floods going on. But yeah, I struggle. I've been beat a time or two by the CPU. It's all right.
Yeah. And at this stage of the game, it's really normal, because here's the thing. The way the pack/player market is designed, you have to pay, okay? Or now finally grind for a good team to even compete in dominant. I thought it was going to be sweet. You feel me? Jimmy Crack Corn, I thought things was going to be sweet going into domination with my little emeralds and golds, with Wesley Person gold, and with my emerald Derek Fisher and the duo with Horry. Boy, was I wrong. Snickerfly, was I wrong, Ramsey? I went in there and got popped, boy. You win by 15? I got popped by 15. That deserves a hell no. You feel me? So to be fully in full transparency, guys, it is completely fine and normal to get popped, because that's the way the game is designed. You have to get these cards. They make you. They like, oh no, you want to get this in order to get where you want to be in order to get that.
Oh yeah, halfway through the third quarter, you're thinking, how am I going to win by 15? No, how am I going to win? That's it. How am I going to
I'm
beat these
telling you.
guys?
I'm telling you. I really am coming into this mode of my team with an open mind and with a mind that really is trying to be positive as possible. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not really trying to throw the positive and negative label out there. Really not. But and I'm trying to leave it alone. Okay. But at the end of the day, we're going to have our feelings. We're going to have our sentiments. We're going to have those things. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, we just have to draw those conclusions. It's all about how you make it, though, also at the end of the day. And I've said that, I think, the last time I was here. Whatever you do, it's all about how you make it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make the best of it. You feel me? That's simple as that, So
That's the thing. Yes, kind of keep a little bit fluid. Okay, they take away the auction house. Okay, well, let's try this. And still, if we're going to grind the game, if we're going to create content, we got to figure out a way to enjoy it ourselves first.
Of course.
And I think we were pretty successful for most of 2K23. There were some ups and downs in 23, for real. But I think just by watching your growth and your streams, you could tell there was times you were just enjoying basketball and vibing. And that's what we got to get back to.
Oh, of course. That's one thing I'm trying to, really find again is that true, love of the game, because I can't speak for anybody else in here, but for me personally, I had one of the roughest times in 2K, in my 2K life, you feel me? Me, having a lot of things happen in between me and 2K, with the auction, me being the only person in 2K, being an auction house man, and then going on top of that, me promoting VC this and VC strike that and whatnot. I'm really in 2K for this right now. It's not necessarily which I have a voice, okay? But what I really want to do is really just do me and be the best version of me, whatever that means, whatever that even entails in my life. I just want to do that and just be the best I can be. You feel me? All my life, and I'm going to shut up, and I know you have another question, but all my life I've always been a caretaker, a provider, a giver. I'm the oldest out of 11. My mom was 13 years old when she had me. Okay, she's from Detroit. All right, and I'm gonna tell you something. My mama, man, she raised me up as an adult at an early age. So I had to learn how to be the caretaker amongst a lot of people very early on. And now that's kind of led on to me as an adult to take care of other people in the community and whatnot. But now there's nothing wrong with me being a little bit selfish here every now and again. Rather, there's nothing wrong with me, saying, hey, let's choose Matt first. There's nothing wrong with even you guys, Lushy, Cheapludez, my band, my baby, what's going on? Nothing wrong with putting Ludes first, or nothing wrong with putting Jimmy first, or nothing wrong with putting Stogie first, or Jay first. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, again, and one thing I probably lost, and I'm gonna shut up again. One thing I lost was the first thing that I always taught myself to do, and that was always take care of number one. Number one rule is always take care of number one. So as I sit right here, as I talk to you, Smalls, that's what I'm trying to do, and also serve the community the best way I can. But first things first is I'm gonna take care of me. How can I provide? How can I do better for others if I'm not taking care of myself in my headspace and in my life? You feel me?
That's why in an airplane they say put your own oxygen mask on first before you assist anybody else. Put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's but when you do need somebody, let's say you need somebody to win a couple of co-op games and cross-play. If you had to call on two people maybe you haven't been able to play with yet, to win some co-op games, who you calling on?
Man, it's funny, he just popped in here as Ludes won, because me and him, we actually talked about it on the pod. Since I'm on PlayStation now, I'm PlayStation exclusive. My Xbox here is just collecting dust. So, but I still will get on there and hoop, with my peeps on Xbox. There's definitely CP the Doc is an obvious one. Me and him, that's my all-time co-op partner. There's that's my dude. Me and him would, we just love running together. But I would love to run with Ludes for sure. And if I had to choose somebody else, I actually, I don't know, man. Somebody I haven't played with, man. I saw Floki in here. I would play with him, but another is Jimmy, probably. Jimmy can hoop. Yeah, Jimmy Crack Horn. He got some game, man. I like to play with him. Maybe we can set that up a time or two, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some real good goats out here on the co-op streets, man. I see y'all, man.
Yep.
I see my boy Chase. What's up, Chase? By the way, I see some real goats in there. Of course, Ramsey. Which he's alright at the game. He's okay. He's just RNG made. Otherwise, I don't know.
Fun fact. Me and Cheapludez are undefeated in co-op 2K23.
Really?
We never lost. We played and we never lost. Yep. So it'll go down in history, undefeated. So.
Ludes, we got to make. I know Ludes. Talk to me, brother. We got to make that happen. Ramsey, what you gonna say, man?
Hold on, Ramsey. Hold on. Whoa. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So Ludes plays with him, but no wonder he got no RNG.
Full disclosure. This was like season 1, and we were 5-0, or season 2. So that's it.
I'm jealous, though. I'm jealous, bro. No.
He was cooking, I think, with Amethyst Bowl. I think it was. Yeah, he was cheesing early. It was fun. It was good. Yeah. So do you play My Career, Matt?
I do. I've been playing a heck of a lot of Park here lately, man. Matter of fact, I've probably played, I ain't gonna lie, like 70-30 Park, maybe 75-25 Park. Park is where it's at, man. It's so fun. So fun.
Did you do the face scan?
I did, and then 2K sent me a message. They completely rejected that face scan because they said they can't have that image on there.
They banned you?
It was not good.
Yeah, you sent your face in, and they says, "Hey, is this Mojo?" And they say, "Yep, ban him." Okay, dude, done.
No, it was that. It was not because it was too ugly or was it controversial. Nothing. It was just because it was too pretty, bro.
Oh,
Just too pretty, man. It's just too good. Just that pretty face. Come on, man.
We can't afford your likeness.
It's too pretty.
That's what it is.
Pretty to be on the screen.
They can't afford your likeness. That's what it is.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm just saying. You gotta get that check before you get that clout. You feel me? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's the other way around. Clout before the check.
So I know that I know this is a little bit of a loaded question for you, but I know Ronnie's been tweeting about logos and stuff, and I don't know if any other game companies do this kind of thing where they give somebody an in-game moniker. Like they couldn't do it on Call of Duty because if you had a logo on Call of Duty, everybody would shoot you. So
you targeted. Yeah, most definitely.
So if you were the one that got to pick somebody for a logo, if you were Mojo 2K, who would you pick? And it's kind of all inclusive about what they see as logo worthy. We have a couple of common friends who have got logos. Seeing Jazz get his logo was so awesome, and Spontaneous J.
Of course, well deserved. Riggs. There's so many names I can mention that they received. For me, I can say the obvious choice would be Jazz, but I'm not mentioning that guy. Well, for what? I ain't gonna mention that dude. No, we ain't gonna talk about the great Jazz, man. That's my brother, man. And of course, he deserves it. But that would be the obvious choice for me. But if I had to dig deep down inside and think about who deserves a logo in this community, man, there's some great names. I heard a few people mention Elevate, man. Elevate is a great guy. I think he will get it. If not this year, he'll get it soon. He'll definitely get it at some point. Floki is another. He's my team goat. I love Floki, but if I had to give it to anybody, and you, Smalls, you're in the running too, bro. I know you desire, man, and I'm gonna tell you right now, your grind is impeccable, man. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Listen, if I had to give it to one person who really deserves it, who I feel like that deserves it, I gotta give it to CP, bro. I gotta give it to him. Nobody, he hasn't received that credit like he really deserves. I've been in the game for a minute. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be in the game if it wasn't for CP the Doc. He's the one that encouraged me to even pick up a camera, to pick up a little mic. You know what I'm saying? A little rinky-dink mic before I even had a Shure SM7B. Before I had a beautiful microphone. I had a microphone you get at the Dollar General for $10. You feel me? And he encouraged me to say, hey, pick up that camera. Pick up them sticks and pick up that microphone. Let people hear what you got to say. You feel me? And if it wasn't for Doc, man, you wouldn't be no Mojo. So if it wasn't for Doc Nation, there would be no Mojo Nation. So I love Doc for that. But to see him grind, and me and him were both grinders, to see him even now grind, I feel like it's more than justified for him to be a recipient of something that is so, honorable, you know what I'm saying, such as a logo, to get that recognition. He's a guy that definitely belongs in that. Jay, what's up, bro? Come on in, bro. Please, by all means.
No, just to add to that, CP's one of the most positive people. He reads every single chat. He welcomes his entire community, and he teaches people on his streams, casual and experienced. So he's just an amazing guy. He's so smart and so genuine. And his IRL content is amazing too.
Yeah, CP, and he fun fact, he was the last of the 15 interviews that one of the people that spent an hour with me to give me a little bit of a backstory of where he came from. And
man.
And talk about an entertaining guy, a nice guy.
No, he really, in real life, he really is, man. And I don't live, too far from him. Me and him, we'll have to do like some 1v1s. We talked about that, and then just like some in real life content as well. Love the dude, love the guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I owe a lot of a debt of gratitude to him, Tim Smoles. I know this fool did not come up here to speak, man. Come here, Cheapludez. No, come on in.
Yep, Ludes had to hop in.
I'm getting flared by the CPU right now.
Only Ludes can do that.
I come into Triple Threat with 3 gold, and they're like, "Yeah, here's some rubies." Like, yo, what?
So how you doing today, Ludes? Besides going through it a little bit.
I mean, I was going good until this. I was trying to get these King's points, man, for this card I'll never use.
Oh, yeah. Or you might use in one certain, or if he goes up, you grade him a 10 and then you'll sell him, so you can use him in that way. Yeah?
I don't know, man. Maybe. I gotta say, this event they dropped today is straight up fire. It's quite literally better than any grind we got for the entirety of 23.
And that's the summer standouts?
Yes.
Okay, see, I got to get on that grind. All right.
Oh yeah, it's good. If they keep doing stuff like this, I'll hate them a little less.
So your first impressions of 2K24, are you leaning positive, leaning negative, or mid? You're going mid for now. Because you had a great tweet, Ludes. You had a great tweet that the mode isn't dead. The game's been out for 4 days.
Like, come on, man. How are we calling it dead? This thing just got born, dude.
Yeah. Oh, not the mode dead. Sorry, my controller died. That was it. Yeah, it's crazy to give something a funeral after 4 days.
Yeah, I mean that's just like my whole like. I'm a naturally negative person. That's just how it is. But even I'm getting honestly tired of Twitter recently because all I see on my timeline every day is like, oh, my team's dead. Nobody's playing it. Everyone's viewership's down, and I'm like, mine's not.
I'm enjoying it.
Matt's isn't. Like, Tim's isn't.
Yeah, it's. I'm having a blast. It is. I guess it's how you take it. If you expect to load up and have a bad time, you're probably going to be right.
I mean, I do.
Yeah. You even put it in your title of your stream.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the best way to like explain how I feel about this game from like a positivity standpoint is anybody who's watched me stream knows like past an hour and a half, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I'm not making it past an hour and a half playing 2K23. I could barely crack an hour last year. Mm-hmm. But like the last 3 streams have been over 3 hours. So
3 hours. 3-hour loot streams. If that isn't a ringing endorsement for 2K24, I don't know what is. I
That's
really
like
don't.
a real streamer doing a 24.
Yeah, back to back, you know?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been having a good time with the game. I mean, you know, there's still sweat lords in the mix, you know. There's still predatory microtransactions I don't agree with, but, you know, it is what it is. That's always going to be there. It's an inevitability. So...
Oh, yeah, once companies realize that, hey, we can get more money out of these people, the floodgates are open. And that's every company.
I mean, it's just general like capitalism. Like you have to increase returns year after year, so they're going to continue to do it. What I'm not sure they understand is there is going to be a point where they cannot increase returns anymore, and I'm just not sure what they're going to do at that point, and that kind of scares me.
Bring back the auction house. That's what I say.
Yeah, I have a hot take about that too.
Okay.
I personally, I know this is a hot take and no one's going to agree with this, but I actually personally enjoy the player market. I just think the prices are too high.
And that's not as hot a take as you'd think. I'm hearing that more often because people are saying, hey, we've always wanted the ability to buy cards with currency and not just endless packs and hope you get them. And so now they at least give you that.
They just Matt is 100% correct about the auction house tax. Like they just need to calm that down quite a bit. Like you shouldn't be buying a card and then selling it back for a quarter of the value that you paid for it. Like that's just not a thing that should be happening. Yeah. Like if I buy an emerald for $5,000, I should be able to sell it back at least for like $3,500.
Oh yeah, that's like new car depreciation there. That as soon as you drive it off the lot, there's no way you're going to sell it back.
Yeah, like, come on, man. I'm not trying to, like, I can already go buy, like, a shitty Kia Soul and drive it off the lot, and it's already, like, $10,000 less than what I paid for it.
A Kia Soul,
I don't need to experience that in virtual times, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. So if you had to pick maybe two of your favorite cards you're really digging right now in my team, what cards you liking?
Jabari, for sure. Jabari's, I just got him. He is fantastic.
Yeah, I got to get him.
Yeah, no, you have to. Like, he's so good, especially if you don't plan on spending a bunch of money. If you're not Matt pulling 4 amethysts in one box, you're going to have to go get him for sure.
Yeah, even when they changed the pack market game, he still is the pack champ.
No, it's not like I hate her up in here, Ludes, man. It ain't my fault you got bad pack luck. Don't come up on me because you got bad luck, man. Listen, I'll share my mojo gladly with you, Ludes. You're my brother, man. Come on, man.
Now, Ludes can't have bad pack luck. He pulled 2 Opal ADs in back-to-back packs.
That was 3 years ago.
And I'm holding to it.
You look like a pack champ, Ludes.
Vaccine. There wasn't even a vaccine when I did that.
That's the origin of Lude's luck. We're still chasing that, the double ADs.
Oh, God, I'm not trying to chase the dragon like that anymore.
See, I'm the one pushing that narrative of Lude's luck, yeah. Double ADs, that's Lude's luck forever.
Can you guys believe that at one point there was people in my comment sections telling me I had creator luck? Can you believe that that's a thing?
They must have only watched part of one video.
No, back in 2K20, I used to have really good luck. Like that's why I even started content creation in the first place. Because I used to let DBG and Ty use my account so much. I was like, you know what, I can do this.
That's right. So yeah, you've always had creator luck. Look at that, before you even started creating.
Yeah, well, no, I had creator luck, and then I started creating, and then I had no luck.
And then you had Lude's luck.
Yeah, then I had Lude's luck, which used to be a positive, is now a massive negative. If anybody has Lude's luck, I'm sorry for your life.
But one thing is lucky about Lude's luck is when you get to play co-op with you, which, for the record, we are undefeated. 2K23.
Yeah, no, me, you, and Smoke 5-0.
5-0, me, you, and Smoke. That's right. Yeah, can't take that away. But if you had to try to get with 2 PlayStation players for this 2K24, who are you trying to play with?
I mean, I gotta play with my boy Wildmon at some point. Granted, he hates the game more than life itself, so that probably won't happen. But
now that's a team up that's needed to happen forever.
And that's the homie, so I'll probably play with him for sure when he's not busy punching people in the face. And then, gotta play with the homie Matt, dude, for sure, of course.
Yeah.
Never jab.
I like that. So you playing it?
As far as to answer your question about the logo,
well, first question, are you playing My Career?
I haven't yet, but I will, because I do plan on bringing Reggie Smoke Mids into My Career.
I love that. It's a blast. And do the face scan. Just to give it a try. An on-stream reveal would be hilarious because it's really good this year.
I was gonna do the face cam. So here's my game plan, right? I'm gonna try to do the face scan. I'm gonna try to do it with an American spirit hanging out of my mouth and see what happens.
That could be a whole stream of you setting up your My Career player. That's nope. This one isn't gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to do it with the Siggy hanging out and just seeing how that goes. But I don't know. I also have like a couple masks I could throw on just to see what goes down there. I have a Jigglypuff mask somewhere around here.
There you go. Yep. Well, as soon as I say, "Hey, the face scan is realistic," you throw on the mask. I like that.
Yeah, I will do it though. I was also thinking about face scanning just like random things in my house. Like I have a couple of Furbies. I just kind of want to see how that goes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, then it would show up like my old face scans. That'd be pretty good. I like that. You show up very disheartening or disorienting. You see your face.
I did a face scan in a video game was Tony Hawk Underground 1.
Probably
back then you could like take a picture off of like a digital camera and like submit it as a face scan. And I thought I was going to look so cool, and I did not.
Yeah, that's the whole send the picture to the company. It's come a long way. It's come a long way. It's
like a whole thing.
Okay, so now if you are Cheapludez 2K and you get to pick out a logo for somebody, you've seen logo requirements, you've seen people get logos, but now you're the one sending out the Ronnie tweet looking for vouchers, but you get to pick somebody. Just one person.
Who do I pick at that point? Oh, man, that's tough. I mean, any of the homies, obviously. Matt, probably not Jazz. He already got one. He doesn't need another one. Honestly, because I think it would be hilarious, I would probably pick DVG. For troll purposes.
Like they accidentally, or do you think they in the war room they decide, yeah, he's putting enough work for us?
If I get to pick, if I'm the arbiter of
you get to pick, and the 2K has to deal with it. I love that. I love that.
2K have to deal with it. You guys can deal with this. This is my choice, and I think it would be so funny. Yeah,
he's back. Guess who's coming into Community Day?
Yeah, get my man off the banned list real quick.
I love that. That's a great shout. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that would just be hilarious because of his anti-2K rhetoric and the fact that they would be really unhappy with that situation. I think the other person, though, if I really had to choose, like, obviously I would like, like Matt, maybe not Josh. Josh doesn't deserve it.
Hole in the wall. Yeah.
I would like Jacob to get one, though, because I know he really, really wants one.
Yeah, Jacob would be great. Yeah, comp player. Smart about the game. There was somebody that sent a message. B Rabbit put a message under this space about what recommendations would you have for a new MyTeam player. And after the space, I was going to respond to it. Watch Unbeatable Jacob's video about the first things to do.
But I think really, if I had to choose like non-troll reasons, I honestly would probably pick Matt or Jacob because I think they would be really happy to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, those are.
And you love to see the homies happy, so.
That's right. Your homies win, you win, right?
Yeah.
Show me your friends, I show you your future.
Let me say this, man. We all deserve one for real, man. Us being on our team podcast, man. I'm gonna tell you for sure. We got it. Jazz, of course, man. He's done something right with us, and put this together, man, for us to to all of us, not just us, Jacob, Killer Josh, you and me, and Jazz, not just us, but the whole community to come around, man, and just join up, and just talk about the game, man. What better feeling is that just to congregate and just talk, basketball, you feel me? But
100%.
Luke deserves one too. If nobody else says that, he deserves one too, so I'll say it.
Yeah,
I honestly don't want one. I'll be honest.
I know you don't, but still.
The reason I don't want one is not for any contrarian reasons. It's because, dude, I already get sweated so hard on this game. If I pull up in a logo, I'm getting full court press the whole game, and I'm going to go nuclear on stream.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Great shout, Matt. I think Logo Ludes is overdue.
I feel like just based on the fact that it would be Logo Ludes would probably dissuade them from doing it.
Yeah, they're like, what, Lude? Like, what, Quaaludes? What are they talking about?
Wait, we can't put Quaaludes in the game.
Yeah,
y'all have Kevin Porter Jr. in the game. You can put Quaaludes in it.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we put Malone in the game. Anything goes, right?
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Valid point.
But hey,
What they need to do is put Rasheed Wallace in the game, because I'm getting sick of not having Rasheed Wallace and Tayshaun Prince on the 04 Pistons, and how many years do I have to complain about this before you do it?
I loved watching Rasheed Wallace play.
Ball don't lie, baby. Carolina legend.
That's right. Oh yeah, Wallace. Yep. Him and Jameson went to? No, that was Jameson and Vince Carter together. Jeez.
Yeah, 3 players from the 2004 Pistons are not in the game, and it's not for like a Charles Barkley or Reggie Miller reason, which is understandable, I guess. I mean, you got the money to pay for Barkley, so it's like whatever. But like, no Tayshaun Prince. I know Tayshaun Prince is not out here asking for money. Okay, I know he doesn't care. Rasheed Wallace, honestly, I don't know what's up with him. Mehmet Okur doesn't even speak English. I know he's not out here wanting money. Okay.
Now, wait a second. So, you just added a Piston fan to the podcast, right?
We have
two Piston fans now. So, yeah, I can see the campaign starting a little bit. I like that because you were pulling for some Bulls earlier, different Bulls to come in.
I was, and one specific member of the Utah Jazz.
Yeah. Coast to coaster tag?
Yeah, dude, which, first off, he didn't follow me back on Instagram, and I'm really upset at him right now, but also he's like 50, so maybe he doesn't use it, but like, come on. I am your number one fan. There cannot be anyone in this world that loves Greg Ostertag more than me. Yeah. Not even his wife.
Nobody has that Twitter banner that you have.
No, nobody has Greg Ostertag holding 2 Caesar Sweets. They don't.
So... Nor should they.
I made that. That's custom.
See, I see.
Do you guys remember those old cars from back in the day, the Dunk Riders? You would like see a car drive by, like a box Chevy with like 30-inch rims, like when the whole paint job's just like Smarties or like some type of candy. I'm gonna do that with Greg Ostertag pictures.
On what? On the Kia Soul? Is that what that was?
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy like a 1975 Cadillac and put it on 30-inch rims and do it.
Oh, I love that. Talk about stopping traffic. They're like, wait, is that Greg Ostertag?
I don't think anybody would say it. Greg Ostertag. They'd be like, who's this big doofy white guy in this guy's car?
What's this guy selling?
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna think. Well, honestly, the first answer to that would probably be like life insurance.
Yeah. He's got a business card with his own picture on it. Of course he does. Yeah.
This man's doing MLM. He's about to sign. He's about to sell It Works.
I think you nailed it, Ludes. I think you nailed it. I think everybody nailed it tonight, especially with the shout outs, with the huge shout outs. And we're all waiting patiently for Ramsey to get 2K24, so we can all get in the co-op streets. Yeah, he's a bit much. Once he starts getting all the good prizes, he becomes a bit much, doesn't he? But hey, I was the one who got Rick Smits with him, so I can't complain. And I can't really complain about anything that's happened in 2K23 or 2K24. I picked the right people to hang out with, I guess. or they picked me to hang out with them, and I can't thank everybody enough. We pulled a podcast, an our team podcast, and it's almost 3 hours tonight, which, man, it's a lot of waffling. It's a lot of waffling, and just being able to hang out and talk basketball, talk 2K with you guys. It's makes Tuesday very cool. But new speakers always welcome. This A Space is how I was able to find my voice in this community. A Space last year, and I hung out with some good friends and took the ball and ran with it. And now I like watching all my friends win. So, come join us any week, every Tuesday. DM me. We'll be back next week. Can't wait. We'll see what I guess week number 2. Yeah, only week number 2 for 2K24. We'll see what it brings. But huge shout out to everybody that spoke tonight. And on to the next one. Please comment, like, and subscribe for YouTube. Also, do that for the people. Have a good night.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, comment, like, and subscribe.